put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 5, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children. One, 2, 3, you put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 5, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children. signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 4, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the rest. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Christmas Nations Cup. Even though it's after Christmas, but still, it's winter season and we're close to the end of the year. So we figured out to make an event of the nations. So we're gonna have 8 different nations driving today. Joining with me, well, firstly, I am Wham. And joining by my side of the commentator booth is Tipsy Bob. How are you doing?
Greetings and salutations, Wamsky. I am fine, I have to say. A little underprepared. I kind of was yoinked down at the last minute here, but yeah. Looking forward to seeing how this goes. An interesting event. This is a bit similar to the EGL events that we've held in the concept of, you've got 3 25 lap or 25 race distance races with a 5-minute break. So it's as close to the EGL that we're going to get for a while. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Wams.
Yep, so the standard rules for today's event is we're going to be using the standard F1 point system, so only the top 10 drivers will be getting the points. You can get 1 extra point for holding the fastest lap, and that can be anyone. So if you're 12th, you still get the fastest lap point. We're also doing an extra point for the pole position for round 1 and round 3, since round 2 is a reverse grid order. Safety car is turned off due to the fact we don't want only a 6-lapper race, because we know the safety cars can be a pain in the butt sometimes. And the weather will be set on dynamic, so anything goes. We can expect rain on any track that we have today. Now, I'm gonna introduce you to all of you the teams that are formed for today. Now, those were the teams that will be driving today. Unfortunately, Hungary will be missing Dr. Arthur because he cannot make it today. And Meeple does ask, why is UK green? That is because it's the British racing green colour that the UK uses. Now, the lobby will be starting soon, in about 20 seconds. So, the first track is Imola. So let's get right to it. Let's me show you what Imola looks like. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 1 of Imola circuit. As new to the F1 2021 calendar, we're going to expect many overtakes and many actions. It's a 3.1 mile of track here in Imola, featuring 19 turns, 9 to the right and 10 to the left. Remember that Imola differs from most of the Formula 1 circuits as it's driven and anti-clockwise. Let's hope no one forgets about that today. The exit from turn 18 will probably be a setup for many of today's overtakes, leading as it dashes to the longest straight of the circuit and is only DRS zone. One DRS zone of the circuit, so many overtakes will come. So let's go with the qualifying.
Very good, Wams. Looking down those teams, oh, it's a one-shot qualifying.
Yes, it is one-shot qualifying because we do want to be seeing it the whole night.
Yeah, I suppose. It's actually quite refreshing seeing these, their different liveries for a change is what we're used to. But just to say, looking down those teams, I think Finland, I kind of told the people in Discord I'm kind of rooting for the Finnish guys, but I still think they have the strongest overall team. Greece is also a very strong team, and even the rest of the world have got quite a lot of rapid drivers as well, and then the British team as well. I mean, there's quite a lot of strong teams here, but I think it's going to be between Finland and Greece initially.
Yeah, Finland and Greece have the most drivers in the nation, and so they are looking pretty strong since they have to change the drivers for every single track. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention, depending on how many drivers there are for each nation, you will have to switch, so each driver gets a chance to race. So we shall find out the nation's strategy since it's 3 tracks today, and the second round is a reverse grid order. But now the drivers are on the final straight, and it's a one-shot quali, and Vicky gets the pole for Sweden, with Crystals being second and Janice being third. So it's looking good for Sweden, rest of the world, and for Greece.
I'm also getting the message here from Thor. Apparently Thor was stuck in spectator mode and he wasn't able to get a lap in, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. If we continue on, or do we restart the lobby or what? I don't know. But as you can see here, Thor was not part of the Swedish lineup because he's stuck in spectator mode. Yeah, but that is the grid, as you can see, people. I don't know what a good time in Imola is. I haven't done any running in this, but Vicky does take pole for Sweden, followed by Crystals, and then the Greece boys, as we expected, to do pretty well in the top 3 and 4. And then Mac, the alien, as I call him, MacEliander, taking P5. 5 seconds to go, and we're getting stuck into this race, Whams.
Yep. I don't think the lobby will be restarted, but I didn't see 4 in the lobby for some reason. Maybe during the race he will appear and start the back of the grid. Because I feel like it's like a game issue or something. It's pretty much weird. Now as we wait for the drivers to select the strategies and do their fuel, and we will be starting the formation lap. Reminder, there is no safety car because of what has happened before in the league races. Too many safety cars and barely no action on the track. I've got 3 seconds left until it starts. There we go, the formation up is on.
Yeah, so Thor's saying that you're offline for him. I don't know. I'll maybe see if I can get a wee invite for him before we kick off here.
I was indeed offline. But I'm not the host anyways, it is Joel.
Anyway. Yeah, I don't really know, Thor, if you're listening. I don't know, man, what's happening. It's I've sent you an invite anyway.
So apparently he got taken out of his vehicle during qualifying, so it must be a game issue then, which is
Yeah,
weird.
he says he's in, but as spectator. So I would imagine if he quit and then rejoin again, it would still put him back into spectator mode.
Yeah.
Shame. I think we might have to. Well, I think they are just pressing on ahead without Thor. So sadly, Thor is probably going to miss this. All that practicing he's been putting in, I'm sure he's going to be really kicking himself at this. But we still have 14 drivers on the grid. Swedes taking the P1 from with Vicky. 16 laps to go. Imola. Don't know what's going to happen here, Wams. It's going to say the obvious statement that anyone can win this, but yeah, look, we've got an interesting front row here. These top 5, all of them very rapid. Quite a couple of quite a few quick guys at the back, but definitely Crystals is going to be going for this full attack. He doesn't like to hang about Crystals. If he sees a gap, he will go for it. And Hoodham as well. Hoodham, we've seen in some previous races, he's a very good defender. He knows how to hold a position, Wams.
Indeed. Now the 14 drivers are on the grid. And we're about to have lights out at the 5 red light at Imola, and away we go. Good start by Vicky. Crystal's not having a great start. No, Johnny's not having a great start with Crystal goes on the inside. Hoodham as well, overtaking Crystals. And on the turn 1 it goes. There is no contact right now, but there is some wheel banging. No accidents so far, so we are good to go. Hoodham is in second now. Janice is in third. Vicky with a great start, keeping that first position. Crystals and Janice are battling for P3. Wheel to wheel, side by side, onto the second sector. Crystals maintaining his position and keeps his P3. Makenda side by side with Janice, but he lets go. Stays behind Janice with the hammer right behind Makenda. Hectic start. I thought there would be some carnage, but it wasn't. Very clean, but there was some wheel banging.
Yeah, I seen there, I was looking further back. Wams, I seen Snella. I seen I don't know, miss his brake point a little bit, and it seemed on my screen that he tapped the rear end, I think it was of Max. And we've seen Snella dropping back quite a lot here, so he may be coming in for maybe a front wing adjustment or maybe a front wing change, because he definitely seems to be struggling with front. Yeah, he is, and Snella is indeed in for what it is going to likely to be a new front wing.
And Beaumont is in as well for a new front wing as well. He has damage too. So unfortunate for the Netherlands and the Polish driver who are in P30 and P14.
Oh, and Vicky went a little bit wide, and Hoodham's going to try and go down the long way around. He's going to sweep around the outside. Is he going to get the position? He's still got it. He's got the P1 off Vicky. That was a fantastic instinctive move there by Hoodham. He instantly seen that Vicky was getting a little bit twitchy on the exit there, and he took full advantage of it. But this race is far from over.
Yeah, we're only on lap 2. Well, good move by Hoodham on Vicky. Vicky made a mistake.
Oh! Sorry, what do you call it? Giannis got really twitchy coming out of that. I can't forget the name of the corner. And Mackinder went up his outside, and Giannis kind of moved across and didn't leave him much room. We've got a yellow in sector 1, Wams. It's Snella. Snella is off track, so he's suffering on those cold mediums, it seems.
I believe so, but he's still driving, so he hasn't lost any tyres. Chris, we're having many fastest laps right now. Makenda with the latest fastest lap of 1:17.041. DRS is now enabled for the drivers, but there's only one DRS zone, which is on the longest straight off the track. So we're going to be expecting overtakes and trains of DRS soon to come.
Yeah. We got another yellow.
And the hammer's out.
Where? Oh, he's crashed. Yeah, he spun off and he's hit that wall at that. Forgive me, I just completely forget the track numbers, but he's at the second chicane. Anyway.
Yeah, you can
Moving on.
easily lose the car when touching the curbs on those 2 turns, and I believe that's what happened to the hammer. So unfortunate for him, we have lost one Netherlands driver, and the other being in P14 right now.
But it's looking good for the Greeks. Greek boys. Hoodham out in front. He's extending that gap now. He's got on Vicky. Doing a pretty good job. And then, of course, Crystals is in hot pursuit of this P2 and potentially P1. And then we've got the McKeleander, Mr. Alien himself, the Finnish boy, McKender in P4. Not to be discounted. 100% do not discount Mac. Very, very patient driver. Incredibly rapid. He will definitely be playing the long game here, not just for this race, but for the entire event. Points, win prizes.
Indeed, Tild made a move on Neodio as they're still fighting. Neodio right behind Tild right now. And he lets go of the acceleration and he goes a bit on the gravel, which will cost him some time.
Oh, I've just realised something, Wams. I'm completely out of touch. I was checking the chat and I seen my man Milos just commenting in the chat and I was thinking, how is he racing and chatting at the same time? Then I realised, oh, they must be substituting the drivers.
Indeed. Neodio gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So he has been carrying the track a bit too often. He needs to be careful with his time for the rest of the world.
Yeah, Neo was originally racing on control pad, and I think he's recently moved to wheel, I think. And so he's just getting up to speed. He's until he gets a little bit twitchy on the exit there, but he's far enough away from Neon here. But yeah, Neon, I think he's one of those drivers who's kind of trying to transition towards wheel. Although he is catching Tilda a lot here, but he's going to have to back out of this one. This is going to be a very late move, and he's sending it. Oh, that could have been disaster. We got a yellow in sector 1.
It's Vicky. Vicky lost it. And Max lost it right behind as well.
Yeah. I was going to say, Wams, the nature of Imola, it is such a fantastic track to race on, but there is quite a lot of hairy corners where you can lose it, specifically on the traction. This one here, Joel's in that uphill right-hander. That's a tricky traction zone. And then again, this following on with Joel, this final chicane, getting too greedy on those curbs will definitely send your car off. So we've lost their pole position man. He's down to P10. With what, just under... Oh, did we lose somebody else there?
Yeah, we lost Max who has retired on track. So Team Hungary is out of the race. Janice gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding the pit lane. And I would believe... Yep, front wing change for Janice.
We're getting... your camera work is getting compared to Stroll level at Monaco.
There's no Stroll in this race. Look, none of us have been racing or commentating for nearly a couple of weeks.
It's been a
Christmas,
while.
so getting back to work will take some time.
We're all a bit rusty. I'm rusty as well. I mean,
yeah.
I haven't touched anything to do with Formula 1 since the Christmas break.
Indeed. Hoodham is still leading the race, so he's skipping his position nicely, despite Crystal's been 500 seconds right behind him.
Yeah, but the thing about Crystals is he doesn't let go. You know, he doesn't let up, or he's relentless. Oh, Hoodham in the pits.
Yeah.
And Crystals is going to follow him. He's going to go on for another lap. So here we go. This will be vital for the race to lead. Of course, Crystals will not have it very easy because he does have the Finnish champion McAnder hunting him down in P2.
Yep, Smithy Colour appearing as well, so we had a point of the race where everyone's going to be putting in, since it is a 25% race. As Crystals has the fastest sector 1 as well. Macanda being right behind Crystals with 0.9 seconds behind. And Tild carrying the Polish team was in 3rd.
No bias there. Whams, of course.
Well, Bomber is 11, but, you know, still supporting my nationality, you know.
Which, of course, you're allowed. Tell you what, Crystals is getting really twitchy on these softs, and Mac is slowly squeezing up on the back end of them here. But I would expect them both to pit now.
Yeah, it's also been running out of the tire wear right now, and Crystals is paying in, and Macanda as well.
Yeah, so this is it. We'll keep an eye on Hoodum now. Where is Hoodum? I think maybe. Well, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. This is going to be twitchy bomb. This is going to be tight.
It's going to be a tight one. Will Hoodum be able to overtake Crystals and Macanda?
Yeah. Hoodum is just coming around the last corner now. Okay, he's just past the pit exit. Oh, pit entry, sorry. So here we go. Yeah, Mac and Crystals. This is going to be tight. Is he going to do it? Hey, he's coming out just in front of Mac. It's going to be a fight. He's going to get it done. Well done. So that was tight, but he's going to be fully under pressure here. Well, of course, he will have his mediums up to temperature. Crystals is going to have to get them up really quickly. And as I speak, my wonderful wife has just brought a lovely cup of tea beside me. Thank you very much.
Ooh. So then now the battle begins to the end of the Grand Prix. Crystals, Hoodum, and Macanda. 2 drivers will be having DRS zones near the other end of a time penalty. So Hoodum needs to now defend all he can for Greece and be careful on the track at the same time. So the only battles we will be able to see is between the top 3 drivers, and I believe the battle between the 2 Brits, as Smithy is right behind Joel by 1 second now, but he is catching up slowly. Vicky also catching up to Tild for the 8th position. But now they're on a long straight. DRS activated for Crystals right behind Hoodum, going round the outside, and Hoodum defends it very well. Non-contacts have been made. So this is going to be a difficult fight for Crystals to get that P1. But we're looking for it. We're looking for an interesting battle. Vicky overtakes Tild for P8 as well. And Smithy is still in P6, right behind Joel by 300ths of a second.
I'll tell you, as I said there earlier, Whams, Hoodum knows how to defend. I mean, he goes all in when it comes to defense. He will not give an inch. And, you know, we're in for, I would say, a pretty hot finish to this race. We've got Hoodum, Rapid, Crystals, Rapid, Macanda, Alien, Tier 1 level pace. You know, this is going to be, it's either going to stay the way it is, they're probably just going to match each other, or we're going in for a real fireworks finish. We're going to yellow in sector 2. Whom bees it? It is Tilda. Your fellow countryman, Whams, has stood the big spinnerino.
No,
and he's lost a bit of a, he's lost all his wing, actually. He's lost all his wing.
Crystals didn't deploy his energy at all, so he's saving up his energy for the next time, try to make a move on Hoodum on the long straight. And I gotta ask you, who do you think which nation has the best looking car out there?
Well, you kind of put me on the spot there, right? Well, do you know what? I'm actually flicking through them here, and anybody that knows me, right, and many of the guys will know, and they could probably predict this. I would say the Great British team has the best looking car, or sorry, color because of the green. But because green is my favorite color, but in all fairness, that is a really cool livery. I like the way they've combined the old-fashioned British racing green with more lime green as well. So basically, what I'm saying, Wams, is if you stick green on your car, I'll support you.
Fair enough. I do like the Netherlands vehicle because it's fully orange, so Orange Army it is.
Yeah, that'll be Chief's favorite as well.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Ever
that's
since that was what country is RCC?
RCC. I don't know.
No idea.
We're nearly over already. My goodness, this is quick. Hoodham is still in charge of P1, but as you can see, Mac and Crystals are still closely following behind. See, this is where it's going to be an interesting dynamic in terms of what's going on in their thought process, Wams, because obviously Hoodham is feeling maximum pressure here with two incredibly fast drivers behind him. But then you see Crystals is getting the pressure as well because he desperately wants to get past Hoodham because he's got Mac behind him.
Chris tried to make a move, but he doesn't.
Yeah, that was more kind of try to scare him out, just basically saying I'm here. He's going to wait for this DRS zone. This is going to be it. Crystals is pretty close here. It's going to all depend on this exit he gets. He's got pretty good battery, pretty even battery. Mac's got just slightly more. This is it. He may lose 2 positions in one here, but I think he'll probably will at least lose 2 Crystals.
Yeah, there we go. Crystal go on the inside of Hoodham. Hoodham can't do anything to defend his position. And it's only one overtake, so Crystal takes the lead. Hoodham in second with Makenda right behind. So Hoodham now needs to fight back to get that P1, but there's only one DRS, which is on the long straight, so we gotta wait for them to do the whole track yet again.
Yes. Well, and forgive us, people watching, for not focusing on what's going on further back, because there isn't really, just looking down on myself, there isn't really anyone fighting. They're all kind of involved in their own wee race. It is this front 3 battle is where the action is. Now, what I was going to say, Wams, is that Mac actually might end up staying P3 because Hoodham and Crystals are just going to leapfrog each other constantly here, and Mac is not going to get a chance to take both of them. So he might end up staying P3. It kind of might just be stuck here, unless he just really sends it, but that's not the nature of Mac. That's not the way he races. So don't be surprised if he stays P3, and the winner will be decided between these two guys up front. In saying that, Mams, if there is a bit of a collision, Mac is sitting perfectly for this win.
Yep, indeed he is. If any collision happens between Hoodham and Crystals, he could take that P1 easily. But it's looking good for Greece for now. Greece is in P2 and P4. Finland is in P3 and P6. So I would believe that if this maintains till the end, then we'll hopefully see Greece on top of the standings with Finland in second.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, Lambs, excuse me, I've done a fair number of these, EGL type races. I've raced in them and then I've commentated more on them. And the thing about it is, yes, getting the race win, that's where the glory is, but it's all about, these events is all about farming the points. For the yellow sector 1, it is all about farming these points. So, Mac has taken part, I think, in EGL races before. He knows what to do. I think he will quite happily sit here in P3 because, the rest of the Finnish guys, they're all quite capable of getting wins in P3s as well. So he might just be happy to sit here. Although he is deploying. He's deploying his battery. What's that? 2 laps to go. Oh my goodness, this is getting intense.
This is getting intense.
Because, you see...
Crystal lost it!
Oh, and he's going to defend against Mac. That's exactly what I said. Mac was just hanging on. Oh, Crystal!
That was quite dangerous from Crystal.
That was a late defensive move. He's desperate to hang on to this P2. Again, like I said, Mac is not stupid. He will hang on, wait for that opportunity. But when the opportunity arises, he will go for it but he's not crazy. He knows when to back out. Crystals will defend very hard, as will Hood'em. And I think that one move might actually secure the race win for Hood'em because it has pushed Mac back a little bit further as well.
Yeah, Crystal's being nearly 900 of a second behind Hood'em. And he has a 3-second time penalty, Crystal, so that is looking good for Macenda. Which will get him P2 if he maintains his pace like this and doesn't make any mistake.
So it's
Oh!
Crystal's really struggling. I would be surprised if he hangs onto this P2 on track, never mind on penalty points. He has just about still got the DRS on Hood'em. Mac has the DRS on Crystals, but they all have pretty much no battery. Also, you can see Crystals has no battery, practically nothing. He's desperately trying to hang on to the DRS of Hood'em. He will, of course, is going to lose this. So dynamic has changed slightly. Mac just has to sit here, and he's guaranteed P2. I don't see him catching P1. So he's, as I said, I didn't see him getting this race win, considering the position of where these guys are leapfrogging each other. But P2, he'll take it.
Indeed, he will take that P2. He's just got to keep his pace and just maintain whatever he's maintaining. Yeah, Crystal's making mistakes right now, which is not looking good for him. Magenda's getting closer to Crystals, but I would believe he's gonna keep it safe. Because he knows Crystals has that 3-second penalty. And he will get that P2, just keeping it safe on the track.
Yeah, I think, like I said, Crystals will be lucky to hang on to this P2 on track because he's really struggling in those. Seems to have really overcooked his tires, but he's got practically no battery. Neither does Mac either. In fact, all the front three have all the same. In fact, the front four have the identical battery. So this is not going to switch. These are not going to switch around with this final lap. It is definitely going to be Hood'em with the race win. Of course, as long as he doesn't get himself a time penalty. Crystals will finish P2, but of course he will lose it out to Mac, and that will be the grid finish for the top three. Meepo asks a good question: who has the fastest lap? I've just checked. It's Mac, and he has only just got it. Hood'em 1 minute 16.768, Crystals 1 minute 16.763, and Mac 1 minute 16.751. So he's just got it. Crystals is squeezing up on the back end of Hood'em here. Surely not. I mean, Crystals will, if he can see an opportunity, he'll still take it. Penalty or no penalty, he will still go for this.
Yeah, Crystal will battle to the end, no matter if he has a penalty or not. But this is the last lap, and this is the last straight, and Hood'em wins the Grand Prix. First one goes to Greece, with Finland in second by Macenda, and rest of the world by Crystals in third. Janis gets fourth, but he gets a 5-second top penalty for unserving it, and he maintains in fourth. Joel for Britain gets fifth, Vicky for Sweden sixth, Vikala for Finland seventh, Smithy for Britain will get eighth. Right now, Neodio for rest of the world will get 9th. And then it will be Sneller Henke.
Well, not sure because he's got a penalty and Bowman is close behind. So Bowman might actually get that final point for Poland, the much needed point. Let's see. Yes, he does indeed. So Bowman does indeed get that final point for the Poles. And Poland up next have got the wonderful Miloš. Or Kirst, as he was more commonly known. A little backstory with Kirst Chris quickly. He joined very early days in 2S, I think pretty much the same time as me, at the very beginning, almost 4 or 5 years ago, and he was awful. He won't mind me saying that. And he would never finish a season. He never really took it seriously, and then he suddenly started to take it seriously, and he got really good. Then he just disappeared. Now he's back. So I don't know what Miloš we're going to get, but I reckon we're probably going to get a pretty good meters. Looking down the grid, also his finishing position, Wams. I think just a rough look at this. Obviously Greece are going to be P1, but I think the Finns might be P2 or P3 because they've got two guys in the top 7 scoring good points.
Yep, that is indeed. So now, before we get to round 2, we can have a 5-minute break. So during this time, anyone is allowed to join for some interviews from this race while we wait for round 2 to be set up, which will be a reverse grid order. So that means the 14th driver that was from Netherlands will be starting in P1 because we're doing a whole grid that is reversed.
So I got the speedster, my lovely speedster, Speedy, asking me am I reading the chat, and I am reading the chat now, and there's nothing. What do you want me to look for, Speedy? Are you going to give me tips on how to build a water extractor? That's an inside joke.
Yeah. Let's switch to interviews, and we have Crystals who would like to be interviewed, so let's drag him in.
Well, look, you're not allowed to eat on a stream, right? I've done a lot of these. It's a bad thing, but Kitty's brought me chocolate orange flavored popcorn. So I'm sorry, I was popcorn fried. I'm really sorry. So you do the interview there, Wams.
Crystals, known as Fede. Welcome to the commentary booth.
Thank you.
Tell us about your race. It seemed like you had a
Yes.
difficult time, and then the penalty happened, which cost you a P2. So tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean the start was quite bad, very bad, but yeah, I defend quite well. And yeah, I was hoping for the win, but I mean in the last laps I was just struggling with the pace, so it was quite difficult to get the same pace of Hoodie and McAndrew as well. So yeah, I mean it was good P3. Unluckily, yeah, I got a penalty which cost me 1 position. I mean, if I didn't get the penalty, probably I would have fight with Hoodim. But yeah, I mean that's it. The first race was quite good, and yeah, now we're gonna decide about who is gonna start more ahead and behind, because I got B3 and yeah, Neon got P9. So yeah, I mean I was hoping obviously for the win, as that was my home Grand Prix Imola. But I mean, as the first race after 2 weeks, it was yeah quite good. And also, yeah, I mean, I got the fastest lap, so yeah.
Hey, did Mac not get it? I thought Mac said he had it. Said on the thing he had a 1 minute 16.751.
Yeah. Wait, you're quite loud. Your voice.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah. No, so no, Crystal's got the fastest lap.
Yeah, I got the fastest lap.
So the game has lied
Yes.
to us.
Yes, the last lap I got the fastest lap.
Oh,
Yes.
well, we are blind.
Yes. I mean, no.
Hey, Crystals,
Yeah. I love tips.
do you feel like singing the Italian national anthem?
No.
Just one cornetto.
Give it to me. Okay.
Give it to me. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. No,
This isn't a serious event, is it? Because, I mean, doesn't matter.
I mean, so far, yeah, it looks funny. Also, yeah, I got a lot of fights with Hoodie and McAndrew, but yeah.
I have to say, Fede, you were looking really twitchy near the end of that race.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, it was, yeah, quite difficult, but yeah. At least I didn't spin, that's a good thing.
And a very, very, how would you say it? Quite tough defense against Mac.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Even though you were going to lose it anyway.
well, but I was trying, maybe they could do some mistakes. So until the last lap, you have to fight.
Hmm.
That's the thing.
Maybe you were trying to run him off, Feta, were you?
No.
You
I
wouldn't,
mean,
you wouldn't do
maybe.
that.
Who knows?
Do you hear that, Mac?
Feder just wanted to touch a rear wing and get fined 10,000.
I think he just wanted to touch Mac, and I mean, let's face it, who wouldn't?
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
touch Mac for free.
Indeed. Okay. Yes. So, yeah. That's it.
So what are we doing? Are we doing an interview here or what? Something?
I mean, I guess that was an interview, because,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was.
Uh,
Why I'm still here?
I don't know.
What are you doing here? Go away, Crystals.
Well, yeah.
Any last comments, Crystals?
Have to say, Crystals,
yes,
have to say, Crystals, your English is coming on well. Obviously, it's not as good as your fluency in Chinese, but I have to say, you're doing pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, Chinese. If you want, I can teach you one day Chinese.
Not on stream,
it's quite difficult, but not impossible.
Yes, but not on stream, because that might not go well.
Yeah,
So-
no.
Yeah, obviously not. Yeah, obviously. But I mean, when you want, also for free. I mean, the first lesson, obviously, and after you have to pay me. It's quite obvious.
Hang on, man, I'm not going to pay. What?
What?
Huh? What?
Payment?
Hey.
Hang on a minute.
Just
Okay.
use Google Translators for free.
It's not very good because you see, I was translating some Italian and trying to figure it out, and I said it to Feta, and I thought I insulted him.
Wait, when?
Do you not remember that? I said that.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
What was it I said? I think it was.
I'm still angry.
What was
No,
it?
nothing. We're not gonna say bad word here.
Well, I don't know what it means. It was just Vafanculo or something like that.
Yes. Okay. Thank you again.
What does
Yes.
that? What's that mean?
I can't say it here, or will not get paid.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're getting paid? I've been
Yes.
doing this for 4 years. I haven't got a penny.
What about? Yes. Okay.
Wait, getting
Well,
paid? I only
I
just
mean,
started
you-
this job.
But you're friend with Chief, so that's obvious. You're doing it for free.
I'm
But
gonna
I mean,
have to.
Me and Wamsky are not friends with Chief, so it's our job.
Why not? Do you not like him?
No, but
Oh, you don't like Chief? All right then. You heard that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Chief,
you heard that. You heard that.
You heard it.
no, he didn't.
Do you know what this is called?
I mean, I
This
don't know him
is- oh,
when we were a child.
Feta,
You know?
Do you know what this is called? Do you know what this is called, Feta?
No.
This is called digging yourself a hole.
Okay. Okay, so may I go? I mean,
Yes.
Yes.
I thought that was an interview, but it wasn't.
You never get interviewed. You know I don't do interviews. I just
Yes.
talk.
So why are you speaking?
Well, because Joel asked me to speak.
Well, Joel is a bad person.
I was playing some other thing with Speedy and Bance, and Speedy gave me a hard time,
Okay.
of which I will repay him after this.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay. So yeah. Good luck, guys. See you.
thank you.
Bye bye.
Sorry about that, Wams. I kind of went off script there.
Right, we got the...
I mean, there's a script. What?
Wait, what? I didn't know there was a script. Right, we're going to still continue with the interviews, but we have updated the standings. So, Greece is leading with 37 points. Finland is second with 24. Rest of the world is third with 18. United Kingdom fourth with 14. Sweden with 9 in fifth, and in sixth we have Poland with 1 point. Netherlands and Hungary with no points in 7th and 8th. Alright, let's bring Udim in to the commentary booth. Udim, hello.
Hey guys.
Jeez, you're a bit loud for me. Race win for Greece. Congrats. Tell us, how how was it from your perspective?
Thank you, first of all. I would like to start by saying a very big thank you to the whole Greek team that I had behind me on the VC, telling me exactly what to do. I had Sahianidis, who made this setup for me today. I couldn't have done it without him. It was such a good setup. The qualifying was really bad. I didn't have I had a good preparation, but I didn't get a good lap in, but it's fine. The race started very good. We passed both me and Yanis, who out qualified me on the race. We passed the crystals, I think, on the start, and immediately Yanis let me go because he knew I was faster. I did practice a lot more, so he let me go. Then he got some battles, but I immediately pushed for who was first? I forgot. I think what's Makender.
I believe it was Vicky, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, it was Vicky, and I started pushing him, and I think I passed him immediately in the second lap or a third one, outside of the hairpin. A good move by me, and from then on, Crystals was pushing me a lot. I always have very good battles with Crystals. All the race was decided from who had the most TRS, who was going to use it better, and thankfully I had Sahinidis and the other guys behind me telling me exactly where to push and where to back off and when to pit. Actually, I pitted by my own decision. It wasn't the right decision to pit on lap 6 because I didn't open the gap at all. They even closed on me because the softs were really quick, even on lap 6. And then I had the crystals again behind me. Also, Makender was right on his tail. And we have the three-way battle. I think Crystals passed me on one lap, and then I passed him again because he made a mistake. And then I guess the race was over because he got a penalty, and that's a win for Team Greece. First round, first win, and I hope we continue like that. So yeah.
Yeah, hopefully your team, Greece, will continue with the form as you are currently leading the standings by, I'm trying to do maths, by 13 points from Finland. And round 2 is Saudi Arabia with reverse grid order. So hopefully you have the fastest guys set up for this track since you finish in first, so whoever is in first will be starting last. Now I don't know if Joao is doing a full reverse grid or just the top 10. I forgot to ask him about that. But yeah, round 2 will be interesting. And do you have anything to add, Tipsy?
No, sorry. I was taking my jumper off. Kitty got me this wonderful Aran jumper from the islands off the some wee islands off the coast of Ireland, and it's awesome. And I was taking that off. Sorry.
Fair enough. Hudem, do you have anything to add to the viewers of the stream?
No, not at all. That's all for today.
Okay, so we'll be ending the interviews for now. Thank you for joining, Hudem.
Thank you, guys.
And I wish
Yeah, good job, Hudem.
I wish your
Thank you.
nationality a good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good.
Oh, yep. Okay,
So are we going to get this? When's the next race start?
So when Joao says ready up, I believe.
All right, Joel, stay ready up. Let's get this show on the road. Chiefs being funny. Iron jumpers are made on the Iron Islands. Yes, I know that. See, I was recently in the south of Ireland, in a wonderful part of Ireland called Killarney. Very famous place, many people know it, and it's very expensive as well, which is very difficult to buy anything because it's like ridiculously expensive. And whilst I was making my merry way across the town, excuse me, in Killarney, there was a lovely Aran shop, Aran clothing shop, and I have always wanted to get an Aran wool jumper. But they are really frickin' dear, or expensive would be the more widespread English word. They are very expensive. And Kitty got me one for Christmas, and I haven't stopped wearing it since Christmas because I'm a dirty leech. But still, it's awesome. I love it.
See.
Anyway, sorry, Whams. That first race in Imola was a bit flat, if I can say. It was pretty much the front three fighting. So this next race, we're going to make it exciting, Whams.
Yes, we are going to make it exciting. It is Jeddah. Everyone is going to be new to the track. And from what I've seen from some people doing the practice on this track, people do find it difficult. So it's going to be interesting.
Oh, this is Jeddah.
Yes.
Well, I haven't done any Jeddah running at all, and I don't plan to because it seems like an awful track. But isn't this? Oh, this is the places where. Oh, I was going to say a controversial thing there. I was going to say about, whenever a Red Bull tried to kill a Mercedes. Can you say that?
No, we don't want to start another beef.
Oh, what's Speedy saying? It's not an awful track. It is awful. Awful track. Rubbish track. It's a death trap. If the safety car was on, it'd be out before the lights went out. Awful track. I've heard guys saying, that the track Jeddah is a good hot lap track. Want to do hot laps all day long, off you go. But for racing, it's not great. I think that we're probably going to see some instance. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. I just noticed we've got a new grid. So with Mac again. So I take it Mac is going to race all of them. I think that would be right. Naturally being probably the quickest finish driver. Although Adesi is a rapid man himself. Who have we got here? So we've got my old man Kebab, lovely. We've got Mr. Pretorius, Mr. AE for Hungary. Hang on a minute. Pretorius is not Hungarian.
He is from now on. He just got the what do we call it? The national passport, whatever, for Hungary.
Oh, he's got a dual nationality.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, we've got Wesley Torska. Torska's improved a lot, I would say, since the first time we've ever seen him till now. He has improved tremendously. We've got Drags, who always starts last and then usually DNFs, but shame because he's really quick. Papa, very, very quick driver. Alexander, remarkably quick driver. Got from out of nowhere, he's really quick. Melodious, then Meepo. We don't know if he's going to drop his assists or not. Make your mind up, man. Darrow, Justin, very quick driver. Crystals is back in. Mac back in. Tilda, and then Joel. And we don't have any Minos. Not yet. Hey, they're probably saving the best till last. That's what it is.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
What's it? Meepo's dad is watching. Hello, Meepo's dad.
Hello.
What's it? What's his name? What's that, Chief? Ellie Senor? I have a feeling that's not his name.
I feel like you butchered the name.
Well, I don't think that is his name.
I don't know.
Ellie. Meepo's dad is what we'll call him.
We are still waiting.
Yes, Joel. Come on, Joel. We can only fill in for so long. Get the show on the road. I'm getting angry.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart.
Or what was that? What is it, kid? I don't know if you have something similar in Polish or whatever other countries that are listening, but you would get this thing. People go over here. The kids would say, "Why are we waiting?" Like a Christmas song. That's what I'm thinking. Why are we waiting? Let's go.
Think we have that. I don't know.
Oh, come on. You see, look, I know what it's like trying to organize things, right? And it takes time. And the last thing you want is people rushing you, saying, come on. But there's people who've got things to do here. I have a female downstairs waiting for me to watch something with her. Let's get this show on the road. Oh, we've got Mr. Astro in chat as well. He should have been here. Astro should have been here for Hungary. It would have been an easy P1 if Astro was racing.
Indeed, Hungary literally had to get a dual nationalist to join the team.
Get Astro in for Hungary. It'll be a mega team. Max and Pretorius and Astro, yes. Oh, he's got Uni, of course.
Alright, now we are getting early.
Oh, we've got a countdown, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on to your... Well, I can't say that, actually. That would be... Yeah, not going to say that. But hold on to whatever dangly bits. We are kicking off 15 seconds and we're getting straight into qualifying. This will be the first time I will have seen any Formula 1 running.
There's no qualifying.
Oh, is there not?
It's reverse grid.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go and show you how Jeddah looks like. So we're in round 2 in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah. Reverse grid order from round 1 results. We're about to see a lot of things. It's the newest circuit on the F1 calendar, and like most street circuits, it's sure to present the drivers with an interesting technical challenge. Some challenging turns for the drivers to negotiate as well, and at the same time as well, they're going to have to manage the tyres very carefully in this heat. Because the more heat is on the track, the quicker the tyre wear is going to be. It is a difficult track in the calendar, is in my opinion, and despite for what was saw from the practice sessions, the drivers may suffer if they haven't practiced it at all.
Did you say an interesting technical challenge?
Yes.
I wouldn't have put it like that. I would have just said it is a death trap. Oh, Astro says he might be able to race. So Astro, we've got this race. It's 25 laps. Then another break where we do interviews. We're kind of talk nonsense. And then there's one more race, I think. Where's the final race?
The final race is in Canada.
Canada. You know, I'd love to visit Canada.
I'm saying. America first and then Canada. It's like, maybe just go around the world, to be honest.
Nah, I think Canada is everything America wants to be.
Oh, now we have split tyre selections. So the top 8 are on softs. From P9 to P12 are mediums. Justin in P13 is on softs, and the rest of the grid is on mediums. So this is looking very interesting.
Look at these walls. They're just begging to eat these cars.
Well, thankfully, you don't crash during formation lap. You don't lose anything. So if anything happens, you are safe.
So Flash is asking, why is there so much white on the Swedish livery? Well, I don't know.
Only a Swede can answer that, because I don't know either.
Isn't the Swedish flag blue, white and yellow?
No, Swedish flag is blue and yellow only. So
Oh, is it?
the blue background and with a yellow, I'll call it like a plus sign, but I don't know what it's called. But I am annoyed at this point, because Alexander is using the livery for Sweden, whereas Torska is not. Torska? What the heck, man?
Oh, Patrick's saying, could we talk about the game and be ambassadors for it? Too much trash talk. Well, I think SLR has been and 2S have been two of the biggest ambassadors for all of the Formula One games. The amount of events that we have put on, the amount of commentating we have done to top level, the amount of videos we've produced, the amount of content we've supplied. I think we have done our fair share of being ambassadors for the game. Maybe if they deliver a fully functioning game that it makes it worth racing on, we'll be a bit more positive about it. Otherwise, that's my bit.
Yeah. Would you like to do the honors with the start?
Oh, I can give it a go, yeah.
Yep.
This could be an interesting start. If I can get a good camera, here we go. And it's lights off and off we go in Jeddah. Alexander does indeed lead them away, and we've got a massive melee of cars here. Everyone going through these different positions, all keeping out of the wall. Flank. Oh, we've got a contact further back here. Who was that? I can't really name these car names because of the livery. Oh, we have massive contact into the wall. Oh, that would have been surely a safety car. We've got front wings flying all left, right, and center from the further back. Who is that? It's the. Forgive me, I don't know which car is that. It's the Kebab. Kebab has lost his front wing. Further up ahead, Alexander is charging away. Not even half of that done, and he's almost 2 seconds away from Dragon, the Dutch team. Although it was a very good and strong Dutch team with Dragon and Wesley further back. Look at this massive melee going on for P7. There's surely is going to end in disaster as they're all side by side battling for position. It's not often you see that in Jeddah. This is surely going to end in a disaster for someone. We've got a little bit somebody running off wide, just avoids the wall. It's quite difficult to call, who's who with these different liveries. We've got a yellow in sector 2. Who is that? We've got Mac. Mac is way down in P8 with his fellow Finnish driver Meepo. Where was that yellow? I don't see what that was. Whams.
I don't know either, but I believe it was Pretorius who goes to yellow flag. But such a hectic start and literally wheel to wheel, side by side for that P7. Like, this is insane, and it's our first time commentating on Jeddah. So imagine when we race on an actual league race. Like, this is just an event. Holy moly.
Yes, indeed. Important to point that out. It is just a fun event, so we can have a little bit of fun of this as well.
As
Yeah.
Alexander is leading in P1, and both of the Dutch drivers are in P2 and P3, so it's looking good for them. Joe in 4th, Darren in 5th. Nico is in 6th, Justin 7th, Makenda 8th, Papa 9th, Max 10th, Torska 11th, and then from 12 to 16, everyone are in the pits. As Toad gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting as well, and Zombie Kebab and Pretorius. Everyone, everyone's corner cutting. What is going on?
5-second time, but we're exceeding track limits. Is that a bug? I wouldn't be surprised. Who's this here? We've got Tilda running away off track as well as Crystals gets past him. Nickelodeus is sitting really nicely here in P6 of these mediums. Excuse me. And is he going for a move here? Oh, no, it's not Nickelodeus, sorry. It's Justin's getting the move done on him, yes. So, but Nickelodeus sitting here, P7 with Mac and Papa as well on these mediums. So they're sitting pretty nicely for the second stint of this race. But meanwhile, Alexander has pretty much checked out already. No surprise there. Kind of predicted that, subconsciously, of course. Up over 3 seconds in the lead, and unless he makes a massive mistake, he's got this wrapped up already. And of course, there is no safety car, so Dragon and the Dutch boys will not be rescued by that. But Drags and Wesley should just pretty much. Oh, he gets himself a 3-second time. But do you know what, Whams? This is to be expected, man, because of the nature of this track. It's just constant left, right, relentless.
Yeah, I predicted that Jeddah is going to have the most penalties because of how quick this track is, and the turnings that are very difficult here. As Dragon, I believe he lost a bit. He doesn't have full front wing. Dragon has lost his full front wing and he's now dropping positions. And
he's left the session
as well.
So disaster for the Dutchies. They were looking pretty well there in second and third, and of course he's dropping back. But Dario is really launching an attack here on Justin. Justin seems to have a better break point, so to speak, on these corners. But he's definitely got the pace on Justin, and that's no mean feat because Justin is a rapid driver. This is far from over, Wams.
Yeah.
Far from over. Joel up to P2. Look, it's sitting nicely. He's just sneaked up to P2. Wesley, of course, does indeed have that time penalty. And he's probably going to lose out to P2 here as Wesley's going to go before him. Is there DRS? Oh! That was, pretty well done. Easy to lose your front end there if someone cuts in too tight on you. And then Dario has Nickelodeus on the back end of him, of course, on those mediums. Those softs will start to be go. On the rear there. You don't want to lose a front wing. Of all places, you don't want to get any damage whatsoever in this track, off all tracks. And yeah, you can see Nickelodeus has really got the speed on him. Here, he's probably going to get this move done, although Dario does have the DRS as well. That's going to cover him off.
Oh, he's got from the outside, and he doesn't get some move done on Dario. Dario is defending very hard against Nico right now. But Nico is side by side by Dario, and Nico is in front of Dario. And Dario is not letting it happen, but he has to let go. He has to let go to not cause any accident on the track between himself and the Greece driver. But now Makenda makes a move on Dario, so I believe the soft tires are warning out right now, unless Dario has some lime green wing damage. But who knows? We can't check on that. This is interesting. I did not expect this at all.
I don't know, man. It is actually quite an interesting battle. You can hear Justin and Wesley trading positions here. Justin lost out, then he's reclaiming it again back on the DRS. You can see further on behind them, there's quite a tasty battle. Oh, who was that further back there? Was that that was Mac? Mac sending it on Nickelodeus, I think. Or was it the other way around and Mac defended it nicely? So this is going to be an interesting battle here. We got interesting battles all over the place. So I am surprised, I have to admit, the amount of fighting we're getting here in Jeddah. And, you know, I was expecting a few more time penalties already at this stage. But, oh yes, here we go. Nickelodeus got the run on Mac, but Mac doesn't. He still have that DRS.
He goes for the inside, but he doesn't. He doesn't want to risk it. But he is making a move now. Still on the inside, outside. I don't know anymore. But he's letting it go. So he's going to try to make a move on it. Oh, Makeda makes a mistake. And and they're side by side. Does Nico gets the move done? And he does.
Oh, but Max, he's going to get the DRS here. He's going to hold on for this DRS. I think what happened there was Nickelodeus was positioning his car quite craftily there to kind of throw Mac off the second exit, not the first one, but the second one, because you can see he ran deep on the first exit, and then of course that's compromised him on the second exit, and that's how he's able to get that the run on him. So maybe a little bit. It was obviously a mistake from Mac, but I think that was instigated by Nickelodeus. But Nickelodeus is into the pits as well as Wesley for their mediums. That releases Mac to start launching an attack or charge on these front three.
Yeah, but Dow is now right behind Makenda as well, so he's going to be looking to make an attack for the P4 position. As Justin makes a move on Joel and gets that P2. So Joel is going to be fighting back.
Further back, we've got Crystals who's going for a move on Meepo, and Meepo is defending this. He's defending it very well, but he gets a bit of the too tight on the exit, and of course Crystal does swoop by expectedly, although he does have reasonably fresh softs. Oh, what's happening here? Oh! No! You can't do that, man! Oh! Did you get that on stream?
Like, the last bit of it, oh my god.
Oh, Crystals will be absolutely fuming at that one. 100% of a fully avoidable incident there. Oh, I'll leave that to the FIA. Moving on.
Well, unfortunately, there's no FIA for this event.
Was there not?
No.
Well, then they're going to have to sort it themselves out in the live chat. With Joel is sneaking up here on Justin. Justin staying out as well as Joel on these softs. I would expect to see them coming in. Joel's going to have the DRS. They're staying out again for another lap. Joel's going for the use of the DRS. It's going to be a late lunge. Although Justin might still be able to defend this up the inside. He wants to be careful he doesn't get his nose cut off. Nicely respectful driving there, but Justin does it. He reads it perfectly.
Max is out of the Grand Prix now on sector 2. Wonder what happened to him. Let's go for. Let's look at Tilt. Said he's coming up to win by now. And it seems like. Oh no, the car disappeared. But it seems like he must have lost and hit the wall.
That battle between Joe and Justin, you can see Justin was using a lot of his experience he's had in these, the upper level, upper tiers like tier 1 and both 2S and SLR. That you can sacrifice a corner because you'll get the better run on the exit and reclaim it, and he did that perfectly. We've lost Pretorius. We've lost 2 of the Hungarians. In fact, we've lost the entire Hungarian team.
It's not looking good for the Hungarian team as Maple is.
Sorry, go ahead.
Maple retires in the pits.
Oh, yes, I'd actually just seen on Joel's screen there where Pretorius lost it. He actually was implanted into the wall. Joel's going to go for it again here on Justin. Justin doesn't fight it too hard. He just kind of lets him go because probably Justin knows he's going to get the DRS the next way around.
And Joel is staying out.
So Justin maximised that. He seen that Joel was staying out. He came in. Do the opposite, basically. I was going to say, Astro, my man, Hungary needs you.
Yep, Hungary needs you badly. Since after this race, they will be on 0 points still. But Alexander did put in and is on mediums now. So I don't know what tactic Joel is thinking of doing. This is looking quite dangerous as it's only 5 seconds ahead of Alexander. And the softs are indeed wearing out quite quickly now since he's on 7 laps old softs.
Yeah, Joel needs to be careful that he doesn't start losing, an awful lot of front end grip, but turn into these, unforgiving walls. I mean, they're quite intimidating. You can just only imagine what it was like for the real Formula 1 guys going at incredible speed around this. Like this is just, it would be petrifying.
Yep. Now Makenda is right behind Papa, trying to get that P6, 300 of a second. We're still coming up towards the next DRS zone, but Papa seems slower than Makenda. And now down to the DRS zone now. Makenda just gets a DRS activated, using his energy, going round the outside and gets the move done on Papa. Nicely does it in front of Papa. Smoothly as well, but will Papa fight back? As he nearly loses it on the straight. Now Papa has the DRS activated, he's using his energy as well. Will that be enough to make an overtake of Makenda? He tries to go for a dive, but he doesn't risk it that hard. So he stays in P6 and Makenda stays in P5.
Joel comes out in P3 and he's got Nickelodeus right on his gearbox with those reasonably fresh softs. Oh, this is about as close as you want to get to a rear gearbox off the other car, but of course Nickelodeus is going to swoop past here, I would expect.
He does indeed go to the inside and now he gets P3 for Greece.
Oh, but Joel, what's he doing here? He could play this smart now, Joel. Remember the last time I commentated with Joel? I gave off to him. Remember he had P6 and he threw it away?
Oh yes.
He could play this smart now. Doesn't need to fight too hard. Nickelodeus on those reasonably fresh softs. Just stick with him. Stick with him using the DRS. And he's going to go for it. No, he's not. Oh.
The DRS activated now again for Joel. Ooh.
Here we go. Joel's going to go for it. No, he's not. He's going to back out wisely so. Because, I mean, I realistically, if he tries to take Nickelodeus now, Nickelodeus will just go straight past him right away. Joel is running to the end on these mediums. Just let him. Oh!
You don't want to do that. Oh my days. Oh my. Oh. Some will bang in. Nicholas, that's a cut. They got. Okay, that's a bit unfair.
Was that a double twitchy defensive move? I don't know.
Was quite aggressive and dangerous.
It was like a left-right, yeah.
Nico gets the position back. Oh,
He's drifting all the way around! Avoid him, Joel!
oh Joel just avoids that. Oh my days.
Woo! Do you know what? That is the second guy I've seen in as many days avoid an incident like that. I was watching Bouncing My Racing on this Porsche, in the Porsche Cup, I think it was, on the Nordschleife, and exactly the same thing happened in front of him. This guy was losing it. Bounce was running out of track, and he just managed to avoid it. And the same thing happened from Joel there. Well done, my man, because that would have been disaster. But arguably, you could say that little bit of an incident between these two, forcing Nickelodeus off track, was enough to get those tires a little bit dirty and force that drift. But you know, he was hanging on to it. If he had held on to that drift, it would have been mega. Yeah, it would have been mega and very cool if we would have nailed that drift and saved the car. But now Joel is going to be under pressure by the Greek and Finland driver that are right behind him, and going to be that DRS train. So now Papa, will he make a move on Joel? He goes for the round outside of Joel, but Joel defends it very well. It's so easy to lose your front nose on this because you try to go out the outside, but then you just run out of corner because the guy's taking his line. Indeed. I'm literally just speechless from this raid. Like, there's been so many actions, so many moments, especially with Joel just avoiding that damage, that spin from Nico. Like, this is insane. Ever since asked why Greece and Finland in the same car. No, they're not. No, there's enough. There's enough of a difference there, yeah. Mac, here he goes. He's squeezing up on Papa. Just enough room. Papa leaves him space. Well done. Nice, respectful driving there. Yeah. Mac now has Joe up ahead. Mac is an absolute pleasure to watch. You know, it's like watching the main boys like Yari and Vexit and stuff in Tier 1. Yeah, it's just such a pleasure to watch. You can see he just swoops past Joel effortlessly there. Easy P3 double overtake for Makanda. But now will Joel fight back? He barely has no energy left. I'll tell you who's another pleasure to watch race when he does race is that gentleman in chat. Oh, Joel! Oh. Is that gentleman in chat, Mr. Jensen? When he's on it, he knows how to overtake. Let me tell you. Yes, that is very true. He can position his car perfectly. He's a pleasure to watch as well. I need you back on the track, Jens. Kebab makes a move on Torska for P9. Yeah, it's looking pretty good here for well, obviously Alexander, but Mac as well, because all the guys behind him have got these time penalties. We've got yellow in Sector 2. Who have we lost? Oh, it's still, yeah. Thankfully he was ghosted for the 3rd, 4th and 5th driver. I mean, if ever I have said, if ever I need an example, whenever I say that Alex should be Tier 1, it's this race perfectly demonstrated. We have Makender. He's an alien in this game. And he's behind by what, 15, 16, 17, you may say 18 seconds behind Alex. I can't explain it. I know Alex uses the racing line, which I detest. But this pace in Jeddah is quite remarkable. It is. As Alexander now starts the final lap of Jeddah Grand Prix. Is Pogmasters usually watches Kurz. Is Kurz still watching? Kurz, have you been helping Alex recently? Because he is dropping it. Silver tires in the pit lane. That's Joel is still fighting against Papa, but
he gives the position back. Well, not give the position back. Papa just fighting hard. But Papa now gets a 3-second time penalty. Will mean if Joel stays right behind Papa, he will get P4 because Papa has 6 seconds and Joel only has 3. Nico has 9 seconds of time penalties. Whereas only has 3 seconds. Gummy Kebab 11 seconds and Dragon has 3.
I'm just still really blown away by this pace of Alexander.
Yeah, but he's just gone. As Alexander now crosses the
13
line.
laps. 13 laps.
Yep.
And he's 16 seconds ahead of Justin. Justin, who has fought Vexit and stuff. That's remarkable.
It's remarkable. Alexander wins for Sweden. Justin gets second for the rest of the world. Makenda is going to get third for Finland. Joel gets fourth for Great Britain. Papa and Nico gets fifth and sixth for Greece. Wes is gonna get 8th. Dawa gets 7th. I would believe Kebab is gonna get 10th because of his time penalties. Yep. And then is Dragon as he spins out on the last turn.
Do you know what? It's a good showing from Kebab. You know, he's getting back into Formula One to get a P10 in Jeddah. You know, well done. I mean, obviously, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys DNF, but still.
Yep.
He still finished the race. Where others failed, he succeeded. Well done, Kebab. And that was a much better race. I enjoyed that one. That was much more exciting. Hopefully we've pleased Patrick.
Yeah, hopefully.
Driver of the day in the game is
Makenda.
the Finnish driver, Mr. Makenda. I would give Mac driver of the day all the time, even if he doesn't even race. So I wonder, how is that position, the standings? I suppose it's a bit too soon to ask. In terms of the championship lead, I think Sweden definitely be doing well. I've got, oh no, who won the last race? Greece won the last one with
Yes.
Papa, or not Papa, Hudum. And then you've got the 2 Greek drivers in 5th and 6th. Very strong showing. Mac again, top 3. And then Meepo, of course, down at 13th. He did, of course, take out Crystals. It's clear as day. That was I don't believe it was far. I would nowhere near believe it was intentional. It was just a massive mistake. But it didn't look very good from my view anyway. It just kind of cut across Crystals too soon and just literally just took him out.
Alexander also gets the fastest lap as well with a 128.899.
Oh, so Meepo saying take out, this has to be a joke. Well, Meepo, if you weren't banned from interviews, I would bring you in to ask you. But you can't behave, so you're going to have to tell us what happened in the live chat.
Indeed. Now, another 5-minute break. Interviews are now opened. And then we'll be doing the final round, which will be in Canada. So first person that wants to be interviewed is Alexander. Gonna drag him in. Welcome, Alexander.
Thank you.
Congrats on the win for Sweden. Tell us how you felt and how was your race?
It was a fun race. Started first. We made that decision tactical because I know I'm pretty fast at this track because I love it and it's so much fun to drive. So we put me in the first spot. And yeah, the race was pretty straightforward. I didn't have any battling with anyone. I heard there was carnage behind me, and people lost their wings. And already by the first turn, I gained 1 second advantage to Dragon. So yeah, my race was fun and pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you were literally P1 like literally for most of the race, and you were just gone from the pack. So
Yeah.
you literally had nothing to do. So
Well, Alex, you basically won the race about 3 corners at the start of the race, and that was it. Because within 3 corners, I think you were almost two, or not necessarily three, but by midway across the first lap, you were almost 2 seconds ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty much a win within half a lap.
Yeah, you could say that because yeah, when you get that gap here, it's hard for the guys behind to catch up. And I had really good pace as well. And all of the fast drivers, like Justin and them, they didn't begin in P2 or P3. I think if they would step, if maybe Mackenzie have started P2, I think it would be another story, maybe a little bit more difficult, but still I felt like I had the strongest race pace today.
yeah, you looked very strong on the truck that is literally, in my opinion, difficult as heck.
Yeah, it's hard, but it's really fun to drive.
Just
So yeah, I just got on with it, and it's amazing.
yeah, just gotta be careful with the turnings. Don't go too wide and just don't hit the walls.
Yeah, if you get out of the momentum, like you get into a certain momentum after the first lap, then if you mess that up, it's over. Like you saw in Imola with Crystals, when he made his first mistake, it's over because you lose that momentum. So that's also really important.
Yep, indeed. Do you have anything to add, Tipsy?
I was just going to ask, Alex, did you have any warnings at all in terms of the track, track limits?
I think I got one warning. Yes.
Because it seemed to be really easy for guys to pick them up. I haven't raced at all in Jeddah, so I have no idea. But I can imagine just by looking at, when watching guys on board, it would be so easy to pick them up.
Yeah, it is easy. I have Rainbow Road, so I see where I'm going. And Ocean Chief don't like that, but I'm still faster than him, so.
Everybody's faster than Chief.
Yeah, everyone is. Yeah, but I mean, it's really difficult. But I just know the track so well. So for me now, compared to the first day I raced this track, it's pretty easy to skip the penalties. But yeah, it is hard. Like it's so fast, and if you make a single mistake, then you get a warning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, man, you done well. I mean, like I said, you had that race won within half a lap, and that's no mean feat when you've got Justin and Mac on track, as well as Papa. And I've raced Papa, in tier. What tier did I used to race in? Tier 3. He is a rapid boy. He knows how to drive. So you had some really quick guys there, and probably, as you said, the nature of the track and where they positioned, it made it more difficult for them. But still, I mean, you kept it out of the wall. You kept your nose clean. You didn't get any penalties, and so you deserved that race win, man. Well done. Vital points for Sweden.
Yeah. I hope we can do good in Canada as well. I know I can trust Grenade, Gord, and Futuristic. They are fast Swedish boys.
Oh, my old mucker, Goran. I raced Goran a lot last year.
What do you mean, old mucker?
Oh, sorry. It's like a slang word. It's like my old mate. Mucker is.
Yeah. He's fast. He's really fast. Maybe he's lost. Getting older, and yeah.
He's not that old.
No, he's not that old. But he got a girlfriend now. He can't.
Oh.
Yeah, he can't be racing.
Oh, well, that's what happens whenever you get the woman involved. Oh.
I think he had a really good excuse today also to go racing. I think he said he was going to compete for the Swedish World Cup or something in racing, and then he got to go racing.
Well, we're in for a real good final showdown. I don't think any teams is running away with it just yet, Wams. I don't know if you've got the. Oh, you do have the details. What's that, Greece?
Yep, I have the update standings. Greece with 55 points, which is it is 16 points in front of Finland. Finland on 39, Sweden on 37, rest of the world 36, United Kingdom 27 points, Poland 13, and Netherlands on and Hungary doesn't manage to
See,
get
I hope
good.
Astro's watching. Astro, look at that. Your place of birth is suffering because you're not taking part. But you know what? I did say at the start there, Wams, that I expect Greece and Finland, to be up near the top. Although I have to say Sweden is doing really well. What's that? 2 points away, and then of course the rest of the world just behind them. Greece definitely in command, but they could easily lose it in this final race. So it is pretty much about, I would say, between the top four, definitely. Unless Milos can pull something out of the bag and get them like 1 million points in this final race.
If only.
But yeah. Oh, sorry. Thanks, Alexander.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could go or.
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
you may go. Thank you
Yeah,
for
okay,
joining.
thank you.
Yeah. So Sweden are still in this. Whams. Well, do you know what? The rest of the world, Sweden and Finland, are all still in this. They're all battling for it. Obviously, Greece definitely in command. It's hard to look past them now with this final race coming up. And we have some very, very quick Greek drivers coming in as well. I think Sahadinis is in. Who have we not seen? Finland, we've got Keyboard Magnussen. Keyboard Magnussen is just an absolute legend within the SLR. The man races, hence his name, on a keyboard, and he is remarkably quick on a keyboard. It's just crazy what he can do in that car. Who else have we got for the Swedes? We've got Futuristic and Grenad Goran, two very quick drivers again. So Sweden are well represented there. Greece are well represented. Finland are going to be represented. Oh, we're going to have for Finland, we're going to have Likala. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I've only raced him once. Very, very quick driver, very smart driver, and very clean. I think we're in for a pretty good showdown here, Wams, this final race in Canada. A lot of good drivers. Also mixing the tiers as well, which is a bit refreshing to see. Normally you have all the tier 1 guys, the tier 2 and tier 3. We're seeing a mixture of the tiers race each other. And you can kind of see the level that we're at. You're seeing tier 3 level guys up at, definitely tier 2. And of course, we're seeing tier 2 guys easily in tier 1 level. And it's so refreshing to see them all battle each other. The only thing that would make it even better, Wams? And I'm going to say it. If they all used no assists.
Oh, indeed.
I couldn't let a stream go without mentioning it.
Yep. If everyone used no assist, it will be super interesting.
Yes.
Now,
turn off your assists, lads.
Now, we are going on to Canada with one shot crawling this time and 18 laps off the track. Let me show you how the track looks. So this is the final round of the Nations Cup. Round 3 in Montreal. Let's see what the drivers can give us, since no one has raced this in a league race. With top speeds of around 210 miles per hour heading to the overtaking opportunity of turn 13, the 2.7 miles of the Canadian circuit are some of the quickest on the Formula 1 calendar. There are 14 corners in total, with 60% of the lap taken at full throttle and average lap speeds clocked in at about 130 miles per hour. Will Greece be able to win this as they're leading the standings, or will Finland, rest of the world, and Sweden be able to take that position? We shall find out in Canada.
We're going to find out shortly.
Yep.
I never got to see who was in the lobby there. I was too busy talking nonsense. I'm quite eager to see who is in the grid here, to get a kind of a gauge of how it's going to turn out. We've been around here these parts long enough, Wams. I think we can give a good judgment call on the level of these guys. But I know that the Finnish guys are going to be quick. I know the Swedish guys are going to be quick.
Yep.
And definitely the Greek guys are also going to be quick.
And also, if there is a problem, you get a spectating bug, please let us know instantly. And I will speak to Joel to restart the lobby. But for now, I believe everyone is in.
Yeah.
And
So we're on the one shot. Yeah, the one shot's taking currently underway. I don't know if you can see it on the stream. Well, it seems to be quite a big delay for me in the stream. So looking down here, we've got Durhammer, an absolute beast in his day whenever he used to race. We've got Owen, another legend. Snacks, very quick. Meepo, in again, futuristic, very quick. We got a lot of quick drivers here. My goodness. Who's the standout one, though? It's a hard one to call. Sahadinas, definitely one to consider. Pretorius, Snacks, Owen, Hammer. Any of them can take pole.
Yep, everyone's on softs except Grenada, who's in mediums. Currently in P9. This is a one-shot quality, so we can only watch one car at a time. So I'm just on board with Eversnax, since Eversnax loves this track. And was like a couple months ago, bring Canada into the league race. So let's see. Owen
there
gets
we
the
go.
fastest up.
Oh, that was quick. So
We do
Owen
have-
does indeed take the pole position at Canada, and it is a very vital pole position to take in Canada of all places. Do you know what? The British team are coming in with a bang. They know that they need to perform, and my goodness, they're performing with a P1 and P3.
Yep.
I'm sure I know who that P3 is, but I don't recognize the name.
Yeah, I don't.
If someone give me a heads up who it is, I'm sure they have a more familiar name.
Futuristics, any of the others qualified as well from the qualifying, so I believe they did go off track. But this is gonna be looking interesting. Eversnack's in 4th with a 110.039, so he's looking good.
Meepo sticking it in P5 was also another good showing.
Yep.
Oh, Adam. Oh, okay. Oh, of course, yes. Mr. Adam, of course, in P3, so that explains his good time. Very quick driver.
Yep. Oh, I just noticed something. If we look at Eversnack's and Meeple's time, look how close it is.
Oh, yeah. Hardly anything at all.
Literally.
Have we got a spectator bug? Because I seem to be just stuck in this.
Yeah.
So we might need a lobby restart for the final race. Climax drama, as they say, for this final race. Yeah, I think we definitely have the bug. So we need to get sure off the grid order. Owen, Hammer, Adam, Snacks, Meepo, Sahadinis, Grenad, Goran, Pretorius, Kirsten P8, Zod, Bowman, Keyboard Magnuson, Max, Wesley, Futuristic, and Neo. Just in case we need to look back for this custom grid. Yeah, migrating host, that is indeed what is going to happen, people. For this final race, stay tuned. Joel left the session. He's going to get things set up again, and we'll all jump into the grid. He's going to have, of course, set up this custom grid, which takes a wee bit of time. We, of course, need to wait till everyone is in.
So the only person that will be signed inside the top 10 on a different set of tires is Grenada, who will be starting on mediums, and the rest on softs. And then outside of top 10, of course, can pick any tire they want.
See, the only problem with that, of course, that's a great showing by Grenade, you know, getting in the top 10, P7, no doubt, on the mediums, which is a great showing in himself. But the problem is he's going to have an awful lot of very quick guys behind him on fresh softs. So his first challenge will be, of course, surviving that turn one, but then holding on to as many of these top positions as he can to really maximize this strat call that he's done. Yeah, we're going to have to just leave this. I can't actually leave at the moment. I'm stuck in the game. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to get this new lobby set up, and we should be underway pretty quickly. Again, it does take a little bit of a while just setting it up the custom grid. We're waiting for Joel to set up a new lobby. Then, of course, everyone jumps in. get the custom grid set up, and we should be ready to go.
Yep.
Looking good though for Great Britain, or sorry, United Kingdom. P1 and P3. I didn't see who was P2. Who was P2? Trying to remember. It was Owen and then Snacks, wasn't it? No, it was Hammer. It was Dutch. It was for
Hammer,
Holland.
yep.
Hammer, and then Adam. So do you know what? Looking at the grid, I wouldn't be surprised if the UK take a 1-2 here. I know Joel did say it, that with a 1-2, and I don't know if he was joking, but it actually is quite possible considering that they've got Adam and Owen racing and their P1 and P3. That's a really, really good position for them to be in. 2 quick drivers, 2 experienced drivers, and 2 guys in the front, top 3 positions. They're really well positioned for taking this. We're in for quite a final, let me tell you.
Yeah, we are for a massive final. If the United Kingdom can get themselves, what is it? 40? Not even 40. I can't do maths. I forgot to do maths.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. What's this? Check the chat. So, now, forgive me. I'm going to try and say your name. Okay, and if I say it wrong, please forgive me. But is it a silent P? Is that just Suki? Or is it Pusuki? It's probably just Suki. It's probably a silent P, I'm imagining. Because I wouldn't think it'd be Pookie. So, anyway, Suki predicts a Greece 1-2-3.
Who's the third driver?
That's what I was wondering. Because there only is 2.
Yeah. Now, I used the calculator. If United Kingdom can get themselves 43 points, or 44 if they get the fastest lap, that's going to be massive. And they may nick at least second place, I would say.
Oh wait, so you tell me that they can't take the lead off Greece?
Maybe.
Well, hang on. So as it stands, right? So Greece on 55 and the UK on 27.
28 points difference.
Yeah. So if they get the fastest lap, if they get P1 and P2, that's 25 and 18.
Yeah, which is 43.
Which is more than enough to catch. But then, of course, that means that Greece can't score any points.
Yep.
Hey, do you know what? This is going to be tight.
It is.
So really all the way down to P5 can win this. So you've got Greece, Finland, Sweden, the rest of the world, and the UK. Any one of them can get this. But the thing is, Greece are well positioned. They've got good drivers there. They're well positioned for this, for getting points. All they need to do is just score, good points. And they've got it. Who have they got for Finland? Meepo and Keyboard.
Yep.
Keyboard definitely can get good points. Of course, he's on the keyboard. His tires wore out quick. Meepo as well can definitely get a good position if he can just keep it on track. He can definitely get a good finish. So Finland probably will score well. Depends on how well if they can keep these positions. Sweden looking good. Futuristics and Grenad Goran, they're looking pretty comfortable. 2 good drivers, know how to get points. Obviously this is just based on individual performance. When you stick everyone together and it's Canada, anything can happen. But looking down the grid, it's hard to put anything past the UK guys getting the race win anyway, 1-2, because with Owen and Adam, at the wheel, 2 great drivers, know how to win a race. It is quite possible that the UK could take this.
Indeed. Speedy asked in the chat, is this the standings Grand Prix? This is the standings after round 2. So this is the updated.
Yeah.
So yep, it is. And
Yeah,
now,
Speedy. So that is how it sits at the moment, right now, going into this final race. Qualifying has already happened, but we're just restarting the lobby. And we have the UK in first and third with Owen and Adam. So, you know, it is looking good for the UK. They will need, of course, probably the 1 and 2 to get this.
So now we're just waiting for a ready up confirmation from Joel. Believe he's still setting up the grid. So during this time of just waiting, what do we talk about?
I don't mind. I can talk about anything you want.
I heard that you got the new game, the Ready or Not, and you refounded it instantly.
Oh, that? Yes. Apologies if we're going slightly off topic, Patrick, but it will have to fill. I did get that new game, yes, Ready or Not. And you know what? It's got a lot of potential whams. The controls of the game, the way it feels, the guns in the game, it is a brilliant game. It is just severely lacking content. I think if they give them a bit more time, they pump a bit more stuff into that, that will definitely be a really, really great game. It's almost like the game that Rainbow Six Siege wanted to be.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but we do have to remember it is in still early access. But I personally like it. Like with multiplayer co-op, played it with a few of my mates. But the one thing that's annoying, the AI and the shotguns. Like
Yes.
you stand close to them, you're instantly on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
But the drivers are running up, so we are ready for the final round in Canada. And we are ready to
Can I just say
race.
before we go, Meepo says talk about dinosaurs. I actually was wanting to be a paleontologist, Meepo. But alas, my life took a different direction and I didn't end up being one. Did you know, and I'm sure you probably did know this, the film Jurassic Park wrongly portrays a velociraptor. Velociraptors, one, are not that tall, they're quite small, and B, they actually are covered in fur or feathers. Steven Spielberg took the smaller dinosaur, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a smaller dinosaur that was featherless and just basically made it bigger. Basically. There you go.
Waiting for West to load into the lobby. That's the last driver. Oh, Curse has left the session. Uh-oh. Not good. And West left the set. Oh. I hope the cars will be. Oh.
What is? It's a wet Canada for the climax of this Nations Cup. That has really thrown a spanner in amongst the works. Whams.
Migrating host.
Oh, for goodness sake. Migrating hosts are probably going to have to restart again. This is the nature of
It's
Canada.
because in qualifying, everyone was prepared for a dry race. So this is why a restart needs to happen yet again.
Patrick asks a good question. Which track is the hardest to drive? I suppose we could touch on that whilst we're waiting for the new lobby. I think that kind of depends on individual drivers. Some drivers like some tracks and find it really easy to drive, whereas others find it more difficult. For example, I know a lot of guys don't like Singapore, whereas I personally love Singapore. The most difficult track, it's a hard one to pinpoint for me personally. Whams, what would be the most difficult? Well, I'll tell you what. Of the recent tracks that I have done, one track which I did find tricky to just get my head around was Hanoi, Vietnam. I just didn't enjoy that at all, and I just found it difficult to learn. That would have been a difficult track for me. Portugal, definitely another one. And looking at what I can see from Jeddah would probably be quite tricky as well. But initially, I would probably say for me personally, it would be Vietnam and Portugal would be the two most that give me the most challenge trying to learn it, because I don't use any assists at all, no flex. I don't use anything, so you have to learn all the breakpoints, memorize the corner, and especially with I find Vietnam was pretty much the same track over and over again. It's just the same thing. And Jeddah seems like that as well. Yeah, a lot of guys are saying Portugal as well. Portugal is a really tricky track to learn, because the blind apex is then the big uphill apex, the blind one. I'm just thinking, yeah, I would probably agree with a lot of the lads. The Portugal would definitely be the most trickiest for me personally. Anyway, what about you, Wams?
Well, since I drive with assist on, it's a different point of view for me. Like, Portugal is not difficult for me. I do like it. So the trucks we have done so far, if we saying about this version of the game, oof, I was thinking Hungary would be the hardest for me, but since I'm now driving on the wheel, my first ever F1 game on the wheel, Hungary was actually not difficult for me. But the one truck that I struggled on was actually France for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
I love France.
I like France, but for some reason I just find it difficult to drive. If it's either I can't find the correct line or I just can't find the correct setup. But
I mean,
like we're saying, it's different for every single people because everyone has a different types of driving.
yeah, I suppose. I mean, what is it specifically that you struggle with France? Because I generally find it actually quite an easy track. It's probably one of my best tracks. I mean, other than the blind, but turn one could be a wee bit tricky. What would be the next difficult corner? I can't really think. Turn one, I think, is the only most tricky corner where you can lose it. Me personally, the runoff just goes on forever. It's a very forgiving track. The curbs are not really difficult at all. I don't know. What is it that you find difficult with France?
I literally don't know myself. It's just like when we raced in France, I just seemed slow for some reason. Like I was doing like what everyone was doing, and then just seemed slow. So I don't really know.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I have to say, no. Of all the tracks, I would actually have it in the opposite scale of the difficulty spectrum. I would have that actually quite low. That would be in the easy section. In fact, dare I said, I would actually put France down as Monza level easy. I find it really straightforward. But then again, I think Baku's easy because I love that nature of track. That's an interesting one. I don't really normally get many people say that France would be difficult. Hungary, yes, you can expect Hungary to be difficult. A fantastic track. Absolutely love Hungary. It's a real challenge, a real technical battle. The curbs are just so unforgiving. I kind of like, I've said many times over the years on these streams, I like the old school tracks whereby there's no runoffs. There's these massive runoff areas like France. That's the one thing I don't like about it, is like the runoff just goes on forever. If you miss your apex, that's all right. You've got an entire like runway, for flip's sake, to run off onto. So you're not punished as much. I like the old tracks like Singapore, Monaco, even Baku. I love those tracks, which is why I do like Jeddah in some respects. The fact that it is so unforgiving, it's just a little bit too brutal, I think, at times. But enough of that. That was a good question by Patrick. I suppose that debate could go on forever. Being what people think is the difficult track. Maybe a good chat to have some other time. But we are finally, after a long wait, getting back in action. 2 lobby restarts. Hopefully this time, fingers crossed, lads, that we get an up and running race for this final event of the Nations Cup.
Okay, actually, to comment on Suki's what they just wrote, I didn't find it also difficult from moving from controller to wheel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyways, the drivers are now selecting the strategies. Hopefully, the load of the setups.
Yes, hopefully they forgot. Yeah, they didn't forget. In all the years I've raced WAMs, I have only ever forgotten my setup once, and that was the most recent race in Singapore of all places.
Yes,
I mean,
I remember that.
the
Cause
one place you do not want to forget your setup is Singapore.
yes, because I was engineering yourself and
Yes.
Ocean Tube doing that.
And man, I still got P6. I couldn't believe it. In Tier 1, flip. I think I lost it out though. I think Mac actually got a bug and he got the P6. But like eight wings in Singapore. Oh, it was horrific. But Stucky does pinpoint something that we've seen plenties of time of drivers coming in with their controller or their control pad, as I like to call it, and then switching to wheel, and they do find it a bit difficult to adjust. Actually, do you know what? Speaking of which, Sahadinis, currently sitting in P6 for the Greek team, he joined and he was on controller and he was incredibly fast.
Oh yeah.
Remarkably fast. I mean, the guy was just a freak of nature. He moved from Tier 3 midway, I think, no, he didn't. He actually jumped from Tier 4 or 3 up to Tier 2. Very, very, very fast driver. He has recently switched to the wheel, and it did take him a couple of races, to be fair to him. It did take him a couple of races to get up to speed. In terms of what kind of Sugi is saying here, in terms of how much you have to turn your wheel, because suppose you just the amount the distance you move your thumbstick, you move it more to turn more, is completely different to actually physically turning it at speed. It takes people a while to get up to speed for it. So that is a good, it is a good point. But generally, I would encourage anyone that if they do enjoy their racing and they don't race on a wheel yet, definitely look to progress to a racing wheel and pedals, because you will enjoy your experience so much more, guys, if you just get it. It doesn't have to be something crazy. It doesn't have to be like these Fanatec. You see these guys getting crazy money. You can have just as much fun with, I currently use a Thrustmaster. Is it a TR? Is it a T3000S or something like that? I've used it for a long time. So much fun. Get yourselves a wheel, lads, if you can. Do you want to call this one, or will I?
Yeah, I'll do this one. It's the final round of the Nations Cup. We're going to be able to stay on top. We shall find out, as it's 5 red lights. And the driver's going to hold up back a bit, and away we go. Good start by Owen. As no, the hammer gets a better start than Owen, but Owen ends the hammer. Hopefully doesn't have any from wing damage. Eversnax gets us back to P7. Don't know what happened there for him, but okay start from the drivers. Eversnax out!
Massive crash! Snacks is out! Snacks is out. Oh, what's happened? Zod is lagging all over the place for me, and he's lost it. Zod is off track. He's lost it at that chicane, so Zod is off. I'm sure the drivers will probably be relieved at that. I know no one is ever relieved at anyone losing position or spinning, but that lagging would have really thrown a lot of those guys off, and that's maybe what has happened.
Yeah, I witnessed Eversnax's crash, but I don't know what was the cause of it, but it looked like someone re-ended him, and he just lost the control of the car and just hit the wall. That was a quick DNF, and it's so unfortunate for the rest of the world, as they are in 3rd position in the standings.
Yeah. So it is disaster for Greece. We've Zod. He's not out of the race, but he is last by quite a margin. They've only just got who've they got? They got Sahadinis to rescue them. Of course, we're only into the race. Hammer has taken the race lead. Owen and Joel. It's Joel. So we've lost Adam. We've lost Adam. We missed that. Adam must be having difficulty, and we've lost Adam. So Joel is now taking up the reins and has to fill in for Adam, and he's holding on to that P3 so far. And look at Grenad going for Sweden from P7 on the mediums up to P4. That is a fantastic position for Gorn.
Yeah, this is a fantastic place for Goran on the mediums. He's gonna have loads of advantage right now with Mateus's pace.
Yeah, if Gorn can hang on to this, my goodness, lads, he really could win this race. He just has to hold off Meepo and Zahadinos and Pretorius, sorry.
Ever Snacks us in the chat that he hasn't joined in too long. He is on no assists as well, so I believe he might have lost it, which caused him to
Full
go.
respect to him, full respect.
Yeah.
You asked me earlier as well about the best car, and I said the Greek head team, but I have to say the Hungarian car looks amazing. I really like the Hungarian car. It looks a little bit like the Italian flag. I suppose it's to be expected.
I believe Prey is using. He is using the wrong livery. Because if we look at Max, this is the livery that should be used.
Oh, so that must be the.
Yes.
Oh,
Owen's off!
Owen's off! Oh, disaster for the UK team. They needed him. He needed to be up there, and he's struggling to get the grip back down. And Joel has got himself a 3-second time penalty. The UK team are crumbling here. With Owen is dropped all the way back to P14, and Joel in P2, but has got himself a time penalty in Canada.
Gordon is now in P3 on medium tyres. Smepo's right behind him. But there is now a DRS train going on from P2 to P5. So there won't be any moves for now. And I'm surprised that no one is making any mistakes on the War of Champions, since I found that actually difficult.
A tricky corner to figure out, but I think generally once you figure out where to brake, you can nail it pretty much effortlessly after a while. It just takes a lot of practice. But yeah, the penalties are flying in here, left, right, and centre pretty quickly. Again, Grenade Gorn fantastically positioned here. That was the fastest lap, sorry, our penalties. Grenade Gorn is positioned perfectly here. Now in the P3, sitting comfortably here in P3. Meepo, not too far behind, but Meepo's doing really well here in P4, as well as his fellow countryman, Keyboard Magnussen, on those mediums, I have to point out, in P9. So it's still looking pretty good for the Finnish team. Disaster for Greece. Sahadinis, of course, in P5. Is there saving grace at the moment? Zod is pretty much out of it at the moment, and there is, of course, no safety car to rescue.
Indeed, Sahadinis will need to do most of the job, most of the work to keep Greece on top of the standings, as the Finnish team are looking strong in the final round. Joel is trying his best to get himself into P1, but he's struggling to catch up to Hammer, as Hammer nearly loses it, but he managed to save his car. Max gets a time penalty of 3 seconds. Now Joel gets the DRS activated, but he is only 0.5 seconds behind Hammer, so he won't be able to catch up to him that quick and be right behind him. But Goran looks faster than Joel on those mediums, so he'll be making a move soon.
Well, Goran is a naturally quick driver. Excuse me, a little bit hiccup. But the more laps we progress, those softs will be starting to overheat pretty quickly. Of course, it is only 25%, so I believe I'm correct in saying that the tire wear is amplified to kind of correlate with the short distance. So it would be expected to see Goran start to squeeze up pretty quickly on these guys as those softs start to drop off. Goran is just positioned absolutely beautifully here for Sweden to take this race win. The 10 penalties are flying in. That's not going to help the Finnish team, Meepo. It's also nice to see that Hammer, is up to speed again. Very quick driver, and Joel's doing a great job as well. Joel improved a lot over the year. Definitely over the year and a half, he's improved an awful lot. But Goran's smart, you know. Like I said, I've raced Goran a lot. I have a lot of respect for Goran as a racer. He's smart, he's respectful, he knows how to race. He's not going to do anything silly here. He knows his strategy. He knows that he's got track position now after penalties. He'll be coming out, he'll be P1, and then he'll have to start punching in those times. He will, of course, be on the softs, the quicker tyre. So the real meat and balls happens whenever these guys pit ahead of him. He'll have to, as they pit now. So this is Hammer speeding in the pit lane gives us over 5 seconds. It's even more. They're literally handing this win on a plate to Goran now. Not only is he on a great strategy, but they're getting themselves, the race leader, a 5-second time penalty. Joel with a time penalty. Meepo in P2 with a penalty. This is going to Goran.
And now Zod gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding the pit lane as well. What is going on? Like from round 1 and round 2, everything was fine, and then round 3, we just see penalties after penalties after penalties.
I think we're getting more penalties than we got in Jeddah, for goodness sake.
But this is even worse.
That's what I'm saying. That there's more penalties here than Jeddah.
Yeah.
Maybe just Jeddah is more forgiving. Again, I don't know. I haven't raced Jeddah, but as I said, Goran knows what he's doing. He's really punching the laps in now. He's really deploying everything he's got. He needs to make as much of a gap as he can.
Oh, will Sonny be able to? And he doesn't get a penalty. So he made a move on Meepo on the long straight and overtakes him in the pit lane. So now Sonny will be in front of Meepo, which is looking good for the Greek team. And now Goran is looking clear as a fly, literally, on those mediums.
Yeah, Goran is just trying to use up every last little bit of rubber left on that yellow wall tire, deploying pretty much everything. He doesn't have much battery left either, so he doesn't want to use it up too much. He's in that situation where he knows that he can probably win this race. He needs to deploy. He needs to use his rubber up. This is going to be an interesting final stint. It's hard to say who's going to take the race, not the race win, but the actual title. Finland, way back down there, Meepo with his time penalty. Keyboard, of course, staying out he's on the mediums. He will suffer from more increased tire wear because he's on the keyboard. I don't know, but these penalties are flying in. As long as Goran keeps these penalties off and he'll be on the fresh tire, this is looking pretty good.
Okay, so I have been just informed the penalty didn't show up. Sandy did speed on the pit lane entry and he did get a 5-second.
Yeah, that shows that for me as well. He's got a penalty. The only people who don't have a penalty, Owen, Futuristic, Keyboard, and Grenade Goran.
Yeah.
Wesley, I don't know about Wesley. It shows he's in the pit.
Owen now has a penalty.
A commentator's curse. Forgive
Yep.
me. Oh, Goran, a little bit twitchy there. Those mediums might be starting to go off.
Yeah, might be. He's 15 seconds in front of Hammer. Would that be enough for a tyre change? Be able
You see, Max says in the chat that Jeddah is intense and so is camping.
Yep.
I'll just let that one go over everyone's head, okay?
Joe well behind Keyboard Magnuson, moves to the inside and he gets a move down on Keyboard. Gets himself into P3. No, I don't get it.
Well, camping is intense.
Oh, yeah, okay, I get it.
Goran pits, indeed. Here we go. Goran pits at the end of lap 9. It's not lap 10. Here we go. 14 seconds is the gap between himself and Mr. Hammer.
Hammer goes past both of champions now. Yeah, he will be in front of the Hammer, and I believe Joel will be as well.
Is he going to come out in time? Where is Goran? Oh, Saladinas and Keyboard Magnuson going side by side. I was going to say Goran is going to slip in behind Joel and in front of this battle. There's a mega battle going on between Saladinas and Keyboard Magnuson. Keyboard Magnuson is well known for being a very tough defender, very good defender as well. How he does it in Keyboard is just beyond me. Incredible ability. But here we go. We've got the Finnish guys in 5th and 6th. Of course, Keeper is yet to pit. Meeple has indeed pitted, and this is it. He's got his, of course, he's got that time penalty he can't shake. We're into the final run of this race, this event. 8 laps to go, Mams. No idea where it's going to go, but I still think that Goran has got enough in the bag with those fresh softs to take the race win.
Yeah, going with the fresh soft tyres will be a lot faster than the medium drivers who are in front of him. So we will take them easily.
He's going to have a look here, Joel. He's not going to wait for the next DRS. He's taking Joel right now.
And he gets moved on.
And Joel gets himself another penalty, so that's definitely secured P2. 100% for Goran. He's within the time penalty zone of Hammer, so he could effectively just sit here if he wanted to, but he won't need to. He'll have so much pace on these softs.
Yep, Keeper appeared in now for fresh new softs as well. But he'll be far away from the grid. Sana is looking good for Greece in 4th. Meeple looking good for Finland in 5th.
Yeah, it's hard to say at this moment in time, not knowing the situation with the standings, but my feeling tells me that if Sahadinas holds on to this P4, it will be enough. It will be enough to secure the win. Even though Zod is out of the points, I still think that they've got such a margin in it ahead that these 4 points or 4th place points will be enough to secure the race, the event win for Greece.
Yeah, I believe so as well. Gone 700 seconds behind from the Hammer. Gets that 3rd DRS activated, so he will get even closer to him as he gets the fastest lap of 1:10.7. Owen gets another time penalty.
Yeah,
So
Goran's starting to squeeze up now in the back of Hammer. I'm just wondering, is Goran starting to think like I was thinking? He knows he doesn't need to actually fight for this. He doesn't need to fight Hammer. He's got the race win. He's got the race win, and literally, he has it. As long as he keeps himself no penalties, he's got this. He's got the tires to keep up with Hammer, I believe. There's not long to go in this race. He may be just sitting his ground here. But forgive me for saying it, but it looks like it's going to be another cup that's not coming home to England. Sorry, I have to say it.
oh,
Also, Goran is the only man on track with no time penalty.
Oh, I think you're gonna curse him in a minute.
I don't curse people. Not at all. Oh, he squeezed right up on the back of Hammer. You know what? He probably is. He's going to have to do it now.
Yep.
He will be compromised so much if he just sits behind him. So, yeah, there we go.
Number 38 from the Hammer onto Goran. Now is free.
Joel is fighting off Sahadinas. Sahadinas really wants that P3 off Joel. He really's going for it. Oh, here we go. Sahadinas has spun. Disaster for Greece. He started up the inside of Joel. I think it was reasonably fair play from the both of them, or from Joel. I think it is not an easy place to all go side by side. Far from it.
No.
Now that has changed everything, Whams. Suddenly this race time... Sahadinas has spun again with the dirty tires. He's going to lose 9th as well, is he? He is? He's going to lose 9th to Max. My voice is going... He's completely out of the points. Sahadinas, the Greece team, is out of the points with so little left in this cup, Whams, that this probably might not be going to Greece after all.
It might not be if the Finnish drivers remain the positions. Well, if Meeple remains in 4th, this is gonna be super close with the standings.
There are some smart brains in chat. If someone can just give us a rough calculation, we have Mr. Terra. He's a smart fella. He could figure this out quickly as they stand. No pressure, Terra. You don't have to, by the way. How is it sitting? Has Greece still done enough in those first 2 races to secure this race win? The event win? Or is it going to someone else? Is it going to Sweden? Is it going to Great Britain? We've got Neo really battling his out as well and stuff for points. Neo's not afraid to send it as well. But yeah, is Great Britain in a good position now? in third and sixth. Is it enough to take the race win? Nicolaius doesn't seem happy. He's not happy with Joel. He says same Joel all over again. You know, not for me to say. It is a difficult corner to go side by side for sure. You're kind of depending on the guy that you were depending a lot on Joel for running wide and getting that one up. Hard one to say, but alas, it has suddenly switched. Whams, this might not be going to Greece. I thought it was game, set, and match for Greece, but it might not be it.
This is gonna. We just have to watch till the end and just wait for my resource to tell after this race to do the calculations and tell me who's gonna win, because this is literally super close.
Well, you know, definitely Goran is getting maximum clappage, if I can say it, to use the 2S pun, a clappage, maximum points. He's got the race win, and he's also, I believe, got the fastest lap as well. So 26 points for Sweden. Is that enough?
Maple tyres!
Oh, Maple's gone. So Finland are out as well. And Keyboard is down in P11, so they don't score. So it's not going to Finland either. It might still go to Greece, I'm not sure. It's definitely not going to Finland. It might go to Great Britain if they've done enough. But the thing is, Goran is single-handedly going to score more points.
As no deal gets disqualified from the session.
So, it's getting really exciting. Now, I don't know. Niels is disqualified, yes. Has Greece done enough? That is the question, Whams. Goran is doing what he needs to do for his country. He is standing here, he's not standing, he's sitting, driving his heart out with his Swedish flag practically flying in that car, maximum points. What were they? They were 37 points to 55. He's going to take 26 points off them. I'm too excited to do the math. Someone else do the math. Will that be enough to leapfrog Greece? Will that be enough? Will Sweden take it? Well, is, and hang on a minute, Futuristic is also in the points. Sorry, Whams, I'm kind of just waffling here.
Yes, both Swedish and the British drivers are in the points.
So I thought this was I thought Greece had this in the bag. So Sahadinas was definitely securing that. He, you know, if he had that.
Oh, Sodden's not in the points, but it's only 1 point.
Yeah, but it won't be enough. Max got it off him again. What do you call it? Sahadinas, if he had got that move, if he had got that P3 off Joel, that definitely would have been enough. 100% would have been enough for Greece to take this race, you know, to take the title for Greece. But that incident with Joel has effectively cost Greece. My goodness. And then as TS Terra does confirm, Sweden are now winning by a lot. 2 more laps. Oh, what's happened? I missed something. Hammer's got the race lead. What happened there?
No idea, but he does have a 5-second penalty, so I would believe Goran's tyres are running out. But if he maintains this pace behind the Hammer of that 5-second penalty that he has, he's still going to win the Grand Prix for Sweden.
Yeah. So on track, it's going to be a Dutch win. Greece joined by Hammer, regardless of.
Owen does a front wing.
Oh, more drama coming into the last lap. So what's going to happen with Great Britain? It's GBR on their tag. Great Britain. What's going to happen there? Owen's definitely going to have to pit. He's going to lose all these points.
Max gets disqualified for too many penalties. What is going on?
My goodness, this is really good. I remember we had an EGL race and Canada was just mega when we had Speedy fighting, I think it was Mr. Anka. Incredible battle going on with him. Max is left. So Greece are pretty much out of this race, and I think they are out of the championship now because Goran will definitely take this race win. Maximum points. 26 points, the race win in the fastest lap. The Dutchies are doing a great job with P7 and P1 respectively. Of course, he will lose that P1. Great job with him. Milos, also, I think that's the highest finish will be the highest finish on track for Poland. Great job. Joel still hanging in there. I'm sure with much resentment from the Greek fellas. Whether there was fault there or not, I don't know. Not for me to say. but it's just crumbled here for Finland. It's crumbled effectively for Great Britain, and it is pretty much maximum win points for Goran's going for it. Goran's going for the race win. He's going for the race position and the race win. Just keep it out of the wall, Goran, and you have secured this. Here we go. Goran crosses the line, and that will surely secure the race win and the event win for Sweden. Totally unexpected. Last race completely switched it. I can feel my voice going. I can't normally go this high. Sweden has grasped the Nations Cup victory
Futuristic
from
gets
the jaws
fifth.
of race. Futuristics also drives home that Swedish win in fifth. My goodness, I thought that was going to Greece. All day I thought that was going to Greece. And if Sahadinas had got that P3, definitely was going to Greece. But, that contact with Joel, that effectively has, not to really work in on anything, but that has effectively, regardless of who's to blame, cost Greece the race win. Or has it? Or has it, to be fair? Or has it? Because if Goran had have got that race win, which he was going to get anyway, and Futuristic would have got his P5, effectively, would that have been enough points, even with Sahadinas' P3, would that have been enough to take it? I think it would. I think with Goran and Futuristic finishing P5, just as a hunch, even if Sahadinas had got P3 or P4, I think it still would have been enough for Sweden. Not sure the guys behind the scenes will do the math, but yeah, that is an event win for Sweden. An amazing race. I need to stop speaking now. I've spoke too long. Take over.
Goran gets the fastest up as well, so they get that extra point. We just have to wait now for the points to be calculated and see who won the event. Who's in the top 3?
Oh,
that was intense.
Yeah, I have to say, and I did say, the first race was a bit flat. Wasn't much happening. Obviously, we had the front three of Hoodham and Crystals and McIlliander fighting, but that was exciting. But generally, it was pretty flat. It started to pick up in Jeddah. Jeddah was quite exciting. But my goodness, we had a proper race there to the end. Every move counted. It was reasonably close. Every move counted, but the pivotal moment was, well, there was a couple of pivotal moments. Whams, even before the race started, losing Adam was a major blow. Taking nothing against Joel. Joel does indeed get P3, and that's where Adam would have started. So, fair play to Joel. But Adam definitely, he has won Tier 1 races, I believe, in SLR. That would have been a massive achievement to have him on track. So they were already punished losing Adam. Then Owen lost his front wing. And then Sahadinas went for that move and lost that position out, regardless of who's at fault. Again, not for us to say. That effectively switched things around. And then the Finnish boys, Meepo getting themselves loose. I think it was 6 seconds, in the end. And then, of course, I think Keyboard just finished outside the points. It completely swung in that last race. That was a great race, and full credit goes to Grenad Goran, the only guy keeping it clean, no penalty points. Fantastic qualifying, getting P7 on the mediums, kept his nose clean, raced smart, as I said he would, and my goodness, he really did deliver for Sweden, and so did Futuristic. A great job. I need to stop speaking. That was just a great race.
Yeah, we have many drivers in the interviews.
Do you know what? Also, I don't know anything to stop speaking, but Sweden were thrown a massive disadvantage at the start whenever they lost Thor. Thor knows how to get points, let me tell you. He might not be, Tier 1 pace, but he definitely knows how to get points, and he is a very quick driver. And they lost him at the start with that spectator bug thing. He couldn't get in. And so they were disadvantaged to that respect. They were down a driver, but they delivered really well today. My goodness, that final race, Sweden just pulled it out of the bag. An awful lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. There will be many guys tilted and many guys delighted. And I'm sure, Whams, we're going to hear all about it now in the interviews.
Yep, let's hold off from the interviews for now. Let's wait for the results, because you literally need to get some breath from this commentary, because I can tell you our breath easily. So let's just chill for a bit. Just let's be casual and just wait for the results that will be provided from our resources. But from today's event, from my perspective, it was a great event. Good host, and I gotta give it to Joel for hosting it and making it very good. I did help him a bit, but everyone drove amazingly. So there was some contacts, some arguments, but it was amazing, and commentating it over it, I loved it. But now we need to find out which nation basically is the best in SLR in F1.
I feel that I can kind of just guess, and understandably so. I think the Greece team will be feeling really, really disappointed, because they were doing so well. I mean, 55 points in 2 races. They were doing such a great job. Zod had that he seemed to be having connection issues initially, it would seem for me. So that was maybe what was causing him his issues. And then Sahadinas, of course, he did get himself that penalty. It was just that I think the real talking point, which would probably will be happening in Discord, will be that this move between Joel and Sahadinas. That was pivotal. Again, not for me or you to say who's to blame. And again, it's not in our interest to point blame. We just need to call what we signed, and that specific move between those two drivers, I believe definitely. I don't want to really go too heavy on it, but I think that may have cost Greece the race, that title. Of course, when the maths are done, maybe if Gorn getting what he done and Futuristics getting that P3, that P5, that might have been enough actually to take it off Greece. But that will be probably the big talking point there. I think there's other talking points as well. Owen losing his front wing, then Adam losing out on Adam, and then of course Eversnacks as well. Eversnacks, a mega driver, he could have won this race as well. I mean, we lost Eversnacks early on in the race. That final race was really, really, really exciting.
Right, we have the results. Gonna put them up in 3, 2, 1. And Sweden wins the Nation Cup event with 73 points. Greece in second with 57. Finland in third with 45, with United Kingdom being just 1 point off from third position, 44 points.
So effectively, Wams, that would have meant that if Owen didn't have that incident, that would have secured definitely P2, P3, or P2? Yeah, it would have secured P2, yeah.
Rest of the world gets 5th with 36 points. Netherlands 6th, 26 points. Hungary comes back in 7th with 12 points. And Poland... I'm just disappointed.
Oh man, you have to say a few words about your native Poland. They let you down today.
I should have drove.
You should have just drove.
I should have. But no, Poland they did their best and they tried their best. 8 points with finishing 8th. Oh yeah, congrats to Sweden with winning the Nations Cup. Let's bring them a win. So Alex, oh geez, I need to click on every single.
Yeah, you need to drag them all. But you know what? While you're dragging them in, I'll throw back to what I said at the start of the stream. Whenever we were watching Mac following behind, I said that I've done so many of these EGL events that it's not about getting the race win. It is about over the 3 races, getting as many points as you can and being consistent. And Sweden delivered. They were the most overall consistent team. They scored consistent points, and then that final race with Goran and Futuristic, that was just mega. Goran was amazing, and Futuristic getting P5 or P5 just drove it home for Sweden. Fantastic performance by those guys, and they're here. The lands are here.
The winners are here, except Torska. Did Torska
yeah,
had
we
to?
lost one on the way.
So we're obviously going to ask you how you feel about the race win, and then I'm going to ask you, and I see Chief wants it too. We want you to sing the national anthem of Sweden.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Futuristic will fix it.
Oh no.
I honestly can't think what the Swedish national anthem goes like.
It's amazing. It's like listening to Tupac.
Without the dying part.
Okay,
Well,
Wait, what?
don't comment on that.
oh my God, Jesus Christ!
What the fuck?
Va?
Tysta
Right,
du glädjerika sjö.
is that the national anthem?
Hälsa dig vänaste land upp på jord. Din sol, din himmel, dina ängder gröna. Din sol, din himmel, dina ängder gröna.
Ska jag dra andra versen eller?
Ja.
Du tronar på minnen från fornstora dagar. Fan är det sen då?
Då
Du
är
år att ditt namn flög över jorden. Jag vet att du är och blir vad du var.
Jag vill leva, jag vill dö i Norden.
Ja,
Jag
vill
vill
leva, jag vill dö i
Norden.
That was wonderful, lads. Thank you very much.
Jag vet inte vad jag ska säga.
Don't give up your day job, that's all I'll say.
It's not a hanky and kebab. I'm disappointed that it's not ABBA.
Oh yeah, ABBA.
ABBA is part of, but it's not the official anthem.
Anyway, well done, lads. I have to say, congratulations on the race win by Goran, of course, and the event win. You've kept your heads cool, calm, collected. You maximised as many points as you could get over the 3 races. Except Thor abandoned you. He just gave up. He just...
Oh, come on, you can't put that on me.
Well, hang on a minute. You can't take the glory, Thor. You didn't take part.
Bro, I was race engineer for the 3 races.
It's true.
We call it... Chief says Sweden has the fastest team, but the worstest national anthem.
I know,
but
but the
that's
thing is,
because me and
Chief,
Futuristic butchered it. It's not because it's a bad song.
Oh.
Chief is from the worst country I think there is, and he's
Northern Ireland isn't even a country.
Yes, it is.
It is a part
barely.
of Ireland, so I mean, it's if you ask your kids, do you know what Northern Ireland is? They will probably say no.
Oh,
is it the northern part of Ireland? Yeah, it is.
You know,
and I heard they cook their tea in the microwave over there.
Oh. Right, Wams, you're gonna have to talk to these guys.
What do I say? You won the event, so congratulations on that. Round 1 was, well, in my opinion and in Tipsy's opinion, it was a bit flat.
Yes.
But then what we saw from round 2 with Alexander winning, and then round 3 with Goran winning, you pulled back and you did the unexpected. So how is all of you feeling about winning this event?
I think we all are happy. Like it's it's not life or death. But I think we did it for fun, and we knew we had a good shot at winning it because we all are fast drivers, except Tor.
I mean, Thor so slow he didn't even reach the qualifying stage.
Exactly. It's a shame though that we had bad luck in Imola because Vicky could have won that. I believe he was fast.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, the teams were all a little bit compromised because, I mean, for Finland, Motocrosser, I seen he wasn't racing, and Adesi either didn't race.
Yeah.
So they were definitely hampered, if I can say. I will confess, because I mean, I said it in the stream, I considered Finland to be the strongest, then Greece, and then Great Britain. So forgive me for that.
Yeah, fuck you.
I didn't take into consideration how consistent you guys would have been. I just looking at that grid, you see. Well, hang on a minute. I think in my defense, if all of the drivers that were originally lined up raced, I think it would have been much tougher. Vexit was originally supposed to race for Great Britain, and he's just
Exit. He's alien. He doesn't even.
But exactly, if Vexit was raced, he would have won every race.
Yeah. But
why didn't you show up?
That's just cheating.
What?
Yeah, but if you know that Makender did 2 races and he's also really fast. So if you fed, for example, if we only took me and Grenade for all the races, it would probably be. I'm kidding. But you know what I see. Like the Finnish people had a lot of fast drivers for 2 races, and yeah. So we were scared about the Finnish people still because Makender is a fast boy, and Christos as well. He was also in 2 races.
But the problem with Crystals is that, well, I'm saying he got taken out by Meepo. Meepo sees it other differently. From what I've seen, Meepo went for a move on. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to burp. Meepo went for a move, or not Meepo. Meepo went for a move on Crystals up the left, and then just cut across and took Crystals out. That's what I saw. Maybe I got hiccups. Maybe I seen it wrong. So Crystals was compromised in that respect. Mac, I think he didn't start quite high in Jeddah, so that's where he was lost out. And then for the Great Britain team, if the drivers, if they had Vexit and stuff turn up, definitely they would have been a major challenge for the lads.
They had Luke Smith as well. Those 2 guys are alien fast.
Well, Vexit is Luke Smith.
Yeah.
Unless he's got
you're the same guy, okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, but why didn't you show up then?
Don't know why he didn't show, but
they were scared of us.
Maybe he was intimidated by you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wams just wanted to bring you in collectively to congratulate you. And so, yes, jokes aside, I think you've done a fantastic job there today, lads. You kept it clean, you kept it smart. Gorn was just brilliant, that final race. He was just on another level. And you thoroughly deserve. Well, Alexander was on another level. He's practically playing a different game for flip's sake.
Yeah.
So yes, I had to say that for you. But, yeah, you fully deserve that race, lads. And well done.
Thank you.
Right.
Obviously, you guys are happy. There's a lot of guys not happy. I can see in the live chat and in Discord. So I think we'll try and get some of those guys in WAMs as well.
Yeah, you should probably get the Greeks in because I think they're pretty angry at Joel. I'm not gonna lie.
I would be afraid to talk to the Greeks now because they're probably a bit angry.
But before we do that, I want all the Swedish drivers in here to clear their throats. And
clear their throats?
Yeah, and we sing the national anthem.
Of Greece.
Of Sweden. I will help you.
Iowa.
I will help you with that. I've got my soundboard.
Oh.
So.
Can I go and get a drink while you're doing that?
Yes.
No.
Go to the microwave and make a tea.
So I don't know if there's any injury on this sound because I just downloaded it from
What
YouTube.
version do you have?
Du gamla, du fria.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not the singing guy, but okay.
Alright, I'm playing it now. There's an intro.
Kul. Åh jävlar. Jaha. Det är kul om ingen sjunger.
Ramla du fria, du fjällhöga nord. Du tysta, du glädjerika sköna. Hälsar dig vänaste land upp på jord. Din sol, din himmel, dina ängder gröna. Din sol, din himmel, dina ängder gröna. Du tronar på minnen från fornstora dagar. Då är att ditt namn flög över jorden. Jag vet att du är och du blir vad du var. Jag vill leva, jag vill dö i Norden. Ja, jag vill leva, jag vill dö i Norden.
That was
Ooh.
that was beautiful.
Nice singing, Alexander.
Yeah, I was here supporting.
Mentally.
Right.
Yeah.
So, any final comments from you lot?
No.
Easy
win.
Easy win. GG's to everyone.
Okay.
Thank you, Joel.
It was a fun event. at
Yeah,
least.
you should do another
Yeah.
one, but
Yeah.
then choose maybe some better tracks. Why did you pick Canada of every track you can pick?
Listen, me and Joel were thinking of like we have one street circuit, we have one European circuit, and one like outside the European.
Yeah, but it was really fun.
China?
We should do it again.
We were thinking
not
of
China.
we were thinking of China, but then we like a couple months ago everyone was like bring back Canada. So we put Canada in.
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
was...
well, if you think about it, the reason why Canada was cancelled was because of COVID, and COVID came from China. Oh,
China.
and then that would be home race for Fedde. If I'm not mistaken.
Alright, thank you for joining us in the commentary booth, and once again, congratulations to you, Sweden.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You may now leave.
We leave.
We won't.
And I'll disconnect you. Right. Who do we have next? Because I am getting confused now. It's not a... Let's bring in Team Netherlands, I would say. Team Netherlands. I don't even know what that says. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not. Yes. Actually, you know what? Let's bring in Joel. Hello, Joel.
Hello.
So, you are the host. Of this.
I'm also the target at the moment. It seems.
Well, I would just say ignore it.
Let's not get into that.
Yep. You are the host. You hosted this event. How did you felt about it?
Well, it was all right until I got the weather wrong and had to restart a lobby for the second time.
It happens to everyone.
And doing the grid, the reverse grid, because I had to do the reverse grid, but then work out which nation they're from and work out who wants to start first. And there were some angry Greeks in my DMs again, saying that I got the grid wrong, but I continued anyway. So that probably contributed to the conflict. But
is there anyone else from the UK team in the? No. How did you feel about the UK team's performance?
It was all right. I think we had a solid positions at the start. P4 and P5 for myself in the first 2 rounds, and then Kebab and Smithy getting decent points down the order. And then the last race, Adam's PC died and he couldn't come in because his game loaded and then it kept crashing every time.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So I had to step in last minute, and even though I hadn't done a single lap of Canada on this game yet, and that was my first lap as a formation lap. So,
well, you got yourself P3, which is a good position for yourself and the team. You finished 4th overall by just 1 point behind.
Yeah, and that 1 point as well was Owen was on for the fastest lap, and then he got held up over the line on the last lap. Yeah, but that would have only drawn us level as well, so that's alright.
Yeah. What else to say? Because, geez, we have been live for nearly 3 hours, and my brain is starting to just wear out. I don't think I have anything else to say. Well, Tipsy is making himself another cup of tea, so I'm particularly alone right now. So, any comments?
Nope.
Alright.
I think we're done, aren't we?
Yeah, we are done. And I could bring in Team Netherlands, just talk about their perspective, and then yeah. Right, thanks for joining the interview, and hopefully we have more events like this in the future.
Right.
Right. Yeah, let's bring in Netherlands. Oh. If it lets me. 1, 2.
Sorry there. Well, I'm sorry, I delayed there.
And a 3. Right, I brought in Team Netherlands in the commentary booth.
Hey.
So Hanky doesn't want to speak. Fair enough.
Hello.
So, how was your guys' experience for the whole event?
A bit mixed, I'd say. Like, it was my first time like racing in a month again, and then before that, like 3 months with F1.
We beat my TT times in 5 minutes, so it was easily
and I
okay.
crashed, and I crashed in 3 laps in Imola. I don't know. I just turned in and the car went the different direction, so I was a bit surprised. And then Henky was still in the race and in contention for P10, but then he also had some bad luck, so it was not the best start. And then I think Westy had a really good race in Jeddah. Scored some points.
Great start. Start from 5th up to like 3rd or something for the first corner. So yeah, I get a hold, a good pace, no damage. But yeah, I was too slow for the other guy, so they got me beaten and went for 8th place.
And then yeah, we had to decide who did the last race. We knew Dragon didn't like Canada, so it was either me or Wesley or Hanky. But
Yes.
then Hanky decided he wanted to drink beer.
Yeah.
So
And I would take the function as a crew chief as far as possible with the latency, of course. But yeah, I tried to support them. Went good.
Yeah.
Last race, yeah.
Yeah, it was a really fun race. Like Canada's one of my best tracks from the last game, so I had a little bit of confidence at least. But then in the first stint when we started, I saw Grenade Goron on mediums. He was like in P3 pretty soon in the race, and I was like, okay, he's gonna win then because he was really too quick. And I was mainly just trying to stay with him in the end. And then when I noticed his tires go off, I thought maybe I give a show for the viewers and try to win on track. But I just had nothing left on the final straight with ERS, so he deserved to win on track. And yeah, Sweden was really strong. I mean, Alexander won Jeddah with like 15 seconds and 13 laps. So they definitely did some more practice than we did, I think.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Wesley also did really well again. I think this is his debut race, like his first online race in sim
True.
racing,
Oh wow.
like
Yeah,
real
true.
race.
Yeah, wants to be a reserve driver in Tier 4. I think he
Yeah, and he
deserves this
finished.
place.
Yeah, he finished P10 or in the top 10 twice, so that's really good.
2 times P8.
P8, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'll look forward to seeing in some SLR Tier 4 races maybe soon.
I
Well,
hope so.
hopefully the admins will watch back the stream and decide. But you like in Jeddah and looking at Canada, you did actually do a decent job. Like you in Jeddah, you had P2 and P3, but then something unfortunate.
Yeah, that's
Something unfortunate happened, and then you lost it a bit. But you did an amazing job to keep up and got yourself seventh, no, sixth in front of in front
yeah,
of
sixth
Time
in the
penalty
end.
8.
Nick got himself sixth in front of Hungary and Poland were behind rest of the world by 10 points.
Yeah. That was a good ending at least after the the first race especially. Yeah.
Tipsy, do you have anything to add?
No, man, I was just trying to find some old footage on the stream, but no, nothing to add to it.
I have nothing to add. Do you guys have something to add? Anything else?
I want to
Not
thank
really.
you for the races. So it was
Yeah, it
fun.
was really fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
agree.
We never give up.
Never.
You guys are free to go.
Cool.
Okay.
You have
See
been
you guys.
released from your contractual obligations.
Yeah, thanks for commentating, guys. It
Yeah,
was,
thanks
Yeah.
for
pretty
commentating
fun
on
to
the
watch
whole
as well.
organization of everything.
That's all right.
Thanks.
I just talk, so.
Yeah, you do that very well, Tipsy.
Thank you.
Your
And you use
specialty.
very well, Hammer.
And
It was okay.
and a happy new year from Holland.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's the kind of thing because I like my dad jokes. That means I can soon say, "I'll see you next year."
Oh no.
Mm,
I'll
true,
be there.
Nice.
true.
Let's go, Stella.
Bye-bye.
Yo, bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
See you there, guys.
See you there, guys.
So is that us, Wams? Is that us all done?
Yeah, that's all done. Interviews are done. Once again, thanks to Joel for hosting this event. More events like this will be coming. So if you would like to help us with any ideas, just write a message to any of the admins or write a message into the one of the channels if you have an idea.
Did Milos want an interview? The single Polish driver?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really tired.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I am really tired. We have been nearly live for 3 hours.
Okay, no problem.
Yes.
Yeah, we can wrap it up then, Wams.
So we're gonna wrap it up here. League racing is coming soon. The Japan Grand Prix in Tier 4 will be on the 5th of January. So next week, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Yep, next week. So the drivers will be prepared for that. I'm tired, so ending here. Thank you, Tipsy Bob, for joining with me today.
Pleasure.
And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, folks.